the Twitch app is terrible.
It is so bad.
Like, it didn't say that you were going offline. I just tapped it and it was like offline. And I was like, oh, okay.
Let's talk, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you silly girl. She's tall. She's tall. I forget how tall she is.
She's great. I love Elizabeth.
She's a lovely little character.
Like, I am a firm, like, P5 was my first, like, Persona game type shit. But, like, I don't understand how people could like the twins more than Elizabeth. She has just so much energy.
Do you know who there is in the portable version if you play as the girl?
It's Theodore.
Theodore, yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Is he like just male Elizabeth, like personality-wise,
yeah.
Is the same?
No, he's nicer. He's like someone you'd find at a fucking host club.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I kind of fuck with that though. Rash has been trying to nudge me into playing portable because he knows that I very much enjoy the male cast in this game.
Yeah.
Understood.
I'm like,
oh fuck, midterms next Monday? Ay caramba. If you studied attention, and you shouldn't have any problem. Oh, right. Oh no. I don't usually read the lines for this game. I let the voice acting do the talking usually because I want to like hear the new voices compared to the old ones. So
what are your thoughts on that actually? Because I'm completely like new to this. I have very little experience with like the OG cast, but I know a lot of people were like very like mixed on the new cast, where it's like I've heard many people saying that they really like.
Oh hell yeah!
Allegra's, hell yeah! Like they really liked Allegra and like Xeno's Junpei and Mitsuda respectively, but like people are kind of on Alejandro's Akihiko, and I haven't heard too much on Yukari, but I have my own thoughts on that.
Like, okay, I haven't heard some of them long enough. Ooh yeah, Kurosawa. He's got stuff for me. Thanks, Liam O'Brien. So I generally think that the new cast so far has been pretty good. Like, I don't have too many qualms. I think the rasp to Akihiko that was there with Liam O'Brien's performance that isn't there now is something noticeable. I feel like Akihiko sounds a little more like I've heard his voice before compared to like, you know, when I heard Liam O'Brien's Akihiko, like to me, that is Akihiko.
Yeah.
I think Yukari sounds like Amelia Watson.
Interesting.
Which is not a bad thing. It's just she has this like she sounds a little more like she talks with their nose or like something.
Yeah.
She talks like she's like
okay. Let's get into the tea. So like, full stop. I've had limited experience with Heather Gonzalez as an actress. I know she's Mineru in Tears of the Kingdom. She's Picolia in Honkai Star Rail, yada yada. Like, she's not a bad actor by any means, but she very much sits more comfortably in her lower register. And as someone who also sits comfortably in their lower register, I understand it. But like, listening to her Yukari, it feels like she's straining it sometimes, and it hurts.
I hear that.
Like, it hurts from my perspective too, because I'm like thinking about it in her situation and I know exactly where she's trying to hit pitch-wise, but like it sounds a little unnatural because she's trying so hard.
That is a good point, actually. I think I agree. I would need to hear more to like really point it out, but you know it is. Give me your stuff, Edogawa. Give me my courage points.
It was better in P5 because you got it from a goth mommy.
No, you just no. I am a firm believer that Persona 3's cast is like the most believable.
Okay, then.
Oh, 1000%. Oh my gosh.
I adore this cast. Maya is one of my favorite characters, and like I don't want to spoil why, just because we don't know who Maya is in this game.
Yeah.
But like I find her social link to be simply incredible. I also I struggle. I like all the girls in this game a lot, you know? Like, I'm out here And you gotta understand that the first time I learned about this game, I was like 16, 15, 16. I saw, basically there was a Let's Player named Super Genius, and he started with Persona 4.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. What's this about? And then I went about my business, and he had done Persona 3 before that, so I watched some of that. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I like the girls in this one a lot more. And, like, there's nothing wrong with, Chie and Yukiko. I have my favorite in that game for sure, compared to this game where I struggle a bit more to figure out who I like the most. So, it is what it is. I didn't think about who I would even try to social link today, and I don't think I can because it's exam season.
Yeah.
Didn't really think about that too hard, but this allows me to do studying or just boost my stats, and I think that's kind of the most important thing right now.
Just like eat every fucking night at the ramen shop. That's what I did.
Yeah?
Like just months on end, every night when I had nothing to do, just eat ramen.
You're incredible. I think I'm probably gonna play video games or work at Chagall. Because Chagall gives me money. It gives me, it's like one of each. And I realize, like, again, sometimes it's better to, like, lean into one in particular rather than, like, try to middle field it, you know what I mean? But at this point, I feel like it's probably the most realistic thing to do.
Yeah.
Could also go and hang out with a bunch of old people.
You just made me think. Are you a marathon every bite of Tartarus in one night, or do you spread it out across the month?
I wanted to get up to floor 28, and I ended up going to 33 or 32 or whatever, because that was like the first one that had a teleporter out of there.
Oh, okay.
So I went a little bit, so I don't expect to go to Tartarus again until a little bit later. I could do Maiko's social link. I think I probably should do that.
She's great. I love her.
I should probably go to Polonia Mall and buy some guns from this cop.
It was funny, despite hearing them pronounce Polonia for like all of the game and like literally looking at it, for some reason every time I look at the name, like it just does not sound like Polonia in my head.
Yeah. Polonia.
It's the W that throws me off.
Yeah.
A little sale today.
That's what Akihiko sounded like in my brain. Ooh, Yukari at 98 accuracy and 80 attack is really nice.
It is interesting because, like, again, I'm going to talk about Yukari a lot.
Yeah.
I really like Yukari, but, like...
Yukari is such a girl's girl.
She's such a girl's girl.
Kids are something else.
But, like, the thing that I've heard a lot,
all
both
yours.
between, like, Michelle's Yukari, who I've only heard briefly, is that she's a lot nicer in this game
Yes.
compared to OG.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot nicer.
Oh, yeah.
All right, how many?
And it's like,
Sure enough.
it's very, from what I've been hearing, it's been very
How many?
jarring because, like, people are not
How many
used
are
to
you
her
selling?
just, like,
All right.
You
or
know,
at least, like, her making fun of
Branding,
Junpei
that's
doesn't, like,
it's a
hit the
deal.
same, like, you know.
like, I don't
It's
want
a
to
thing.
say certain
Branding,
language
how many
just
you
at,
sell?
I don't want to
Sure.
disrespect anyone when I say certain things, but, like, Yukari
What'd you
is
bring?
just way nicer in this game. She is,
Yeah.
How many? You're
even
handing
just,
out.
like,
All
she's
right.
just a
I'll
little,
take that.
I don't want to say meek.
How many
She's a
you're
lot
handing
more,
out?
like,
It's a deal.
trepidatious, I think, is, like, a good way of putting it at
What'll it
times.
be?
She was giving girl feel in the beginning of the game. I'm
Yes.
gonna be so real.
Yes,
Like,
See
actually.
if anything catches your eye.
Like, in like the kindest way
Is that what you want?
possible, early game Yukari is very pathetic. Which
Yeah.
I think makes sense. Like,
Great. It's all
like
yours.
I don't know, like given everything that she's in right now narrative wise, and you know everything she's had to deal with like her dad, and you know like
What
You're
about her
kind of-
dad? I don't know anything about that.
okay, fair. Wait, no, you had that one scene at the beginning where you know
Maybe.
you wake up in the hospital.
And she says her
And-
dad got blown up 10
Yeah,
years
she
ago.
fucking.
You finished?
It's like day 3 of knowing
You
you.
finished?
You wake
Can
up
I
after
leave,
like a mini
officer,
coma.
please? Thank you.
She fucking trauma dumps on you day 3.
Listen, Lou,
so
this
funny.
is 2009. It's a different time. We were allowed to trauma dump on anyone we met in 2009. Discord didn't exist yet.
God,
There weren't
2000,
vent
I was
channels.
7 years old.
You would have been
Probably
10.
kick. No, I would have been 7. I was born
7?
in 02.
Jesus Christ. I forget that I'm 4 years older than you.
I was probably on kick, like trying to
No,
talk somebody
were you
out of.
really?
I was a kick girly. I
no.
I had a friend that like probably was like ages older than me, who was really depressed and like was contemplating suicide and stuff. And
No.
it was a time to be. It
Man.
was a time to be.
Man, I was on forums. I still am, but I was then too. And like, you know, the people were like talking about this game being like, Maya talks like no one talks like Maya, and I'm like, you're so wrong, all of you. The people who made the patch to remove Maya's quote cringe leet speak because no one spoke like that or speaks like that is wrong. People not only spoke like that, that was the easiest way to speak.
Yeah.
Let's play. Let's not study and instead hang out with this, like, 8-year-old.
You know, like you do.
As one does. It's called volunteering. It's waiting for her parents to come pick her up.
I love Maiko. She's such a girl.
Hey, what do you want to do next? It's your turn, okay? You get to pick.
I want to go home. Hang on. The one thing I am doing is I am considering looking up, like, the social link answers. Just because, like, I do not, in Persona 3, if you fuck up, your social links can go down. And I'm not
Yeah.
about that. That's, like,
Yeah.
the one thing I'm just straight up not about. Let's do the jungle gym.
Oh, yay! I love climbing on top of stuff.
She's kind of real for that.
She is kind of real.
I don't want to go home. I don't like it there. Can we stay here a little longer?
After playing together, she seems to have taken a liking to me. I've become acquainted with Maiko, the grade schooler.
Oh, this is rank 1. I was like, why are there no like?
And thou art I.
Thou hast learned how to go and fly. Okay, listen to this line.
Have our blessing when thou choosest.
That's Somni.
Create a persona of the hanged man archive.
This is Somni.
Yeah.
That is Somni's voice. Like, I know it's Elizabeth Platt.
Terraplat.
That's the one. I was like,
We're almost there.
no, I was like, Tara Platt. No, wait, that's Tara. No, that's the voice of Timmy Turner. Fuck.
Where did you get Elizabeth from?
Because she voices Elizabeth in this
Mom
game.
and Dad.
Because I was waiting for Elizabeth Maxwell, and I was like, huh?
No.
All they ever do is fight. And just the other day, they said they were getting a divorce.
Aw, man.
I told them not to, but they won't listen. They probably don't care about me.
What a guttural, like, we probably don't care about.
Hey, you'll play with me again later, right? We're friends now. I'm here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. You have to come see me, okay?
Ah, Maiko, my precious. I got, like, track
child.
on Mondays. It's just a puzzle. It's a social simulator. All right. The game says, hey, you should go study.
Oh, it's you.
My life tells me, let's just go eat.
Food good.
I asked Akihiko and Iori as well, but they didn't intend in solving. Okay. Solving it whenever you have time. I imagine that's probably gonna, like, take up my evening. If I had to guess. Chagall. I could do Chagall. I could do that.
Haggle.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, okay, see, I know that Alejandro is capable of giving great performances, and I'm confident that he does a great job. It just doesn't sound like Akihiko to me. But that's because I'm biased.
Yeah, like that's been the collective thing that I've heard across the board, like specifically with Alejandro's Akihiko, is that like it's good, but it's not Akihiko, and it's due to that bias of having heard Liam O'Brien for so long.
Right there. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's just it's just a little like here's the thing. I think it's what it is based on what you said was straining. That's the word I was looking for and I didn't know what it was. The Amelia Watson, have you heard her talk before? It sounds like she's trying to strain her voice higher. That is exactly what is going on here. Again, professional voice actor criticizes other professional voice actor? It's more likely than you think.
Like, it's because actually, let me not even get into that.
Don't get into it.
I think Heather works with what she got.
Yeah, totally.
I do feel bad as somebody who, you know, sits more comfortably in their lower voice and knows what it's like to kind of force yourself to go a little bit out of that. I feel for her, but, you know.
Yeah, totally.
It is what it is. The game's out, so she kind of can't do anything about it now.
If the directors were happy with it, then that's great. Like, honestly, I think that that's pretty good to do, you know? Like, here's the thing. A lot of the times, I've heard other people do their performances and give them, and they're very good. Sometimes they don't sit well with me.
Yeah.
But the director, the person who's, like, running the whole project, felt that it was good enough for what they wanted to put into the project. So I have to trust that somehow, right? So that's where I kind of go. I'm in the club on a weeknight right before the finals.
Club going up on a Monday.
You ever gone to the club during the week?
No, I don't even know. No, I haven't gone like to a club.
Damn.
Like, the closest thing is like the clubs in the casino at Atlantic City, but like that's kind of like the space is for that, so it makes sense. I've never like, you know, just said, fuck it, let's go to the club down the street.
Yeah. I went out to the club on a Wednesday when I was in China. We were out till 4 a.m.
Jesus.
It was great. I was in the last party to leave too. Like we left because we got offered free drinks at the sports bar near campus because we were like white Americans and like, oh, they like having foreigners in the club. Oh, an informant who writes URLs. Cool. I can buy URLs. Huh. Maybe I'll come back here. And so I think I've told this story on stream before where essentially I got sort of singled out at a sports bar in China because I was like this charismatic white dude who was just like, you know, talking with people. And the club promoter caught me basically in his trap and he's like, yeah, you get in for free, you get free drinks, like you can choose either like Grey Goose or like Blue Label whiskey or like something like that, you know, like the fancy shit, and like, you know, it's pretty cool. And so basically I was like, I have a bunch of my friends, will they be able to get in? And he saw like a table full of white Americans and he was like, oh yeah, they'll get in. I'll make sure they get in. And I was like, awesome, great, because I'm you know, I'm 19 at the time. I'm still very naive. Like, ooh, the rarity fortune, the gamble fortune. We can buy our fortunas. I want to know. I'm good for now. I'll come back later. I'm just exploring right now. And the idea was that, you know, I could tell everyone in the WeChat group that, hey, if you want to go out, I know it's Wednesday, but we got free entry and free drinks. You just got to pay for the taxi. And and so of the 16 people in our group that were there, like 12 people went out that night.
Yeah, because like, how do you say no to a deal like that?
Yeah, and like, we didn't have any major exams coming up, but like class every day. started at 8 a.m.
Oh.
But what happened was one of the professors who was going to join us on a trip, the week before he was supposed to fly out, he tore his like bicep. So he had to get surgery and he couldn't travel to China. So he taught over Blackboard Connect. And because he did that, we could just watch lecture from in bed before, and this is pre-pandemic. This is 2018. So like the concept of like being online but not paying attention is just foreign to everyone, you know? And so the idea was like, oh yeah, we could just like stay in bed and like be on Blackboard Connect if we ask questions, just like, you know, don't answer them or don't answer, you know? And so I think I'm gonna see what I can do at Hagakure for, oh, no, I don't want to do that. No. I want to go down to Wild Duck. Or what did others do? They played at the arcade or work at Chagall. I'll do Wakatsu, because I don't go to Wakatsu enough.
I love Wakatsu. I fucked Wakatsu up. I was
Actually,
responsible for like 75% of their earnings for the entirety of 2009.
I actually should see what games are available, because if I could play a game, that would be really epic. Me, the gamer over here. And so, essentially, you know, after being singled out by the club promoter, who's this tiny little, like, he was a 5'2", like, Eastern European dude named Johnny.
Oh God.
Oh wait, I gotta show you this. First, High School of Youth. If I think this is what I think is. Yes, it's Tokimeki Memorial!
It's what?
It's Tokimeki Memorial. It's a dating sim.
Is it like a real game or like in universe?
It looks like Tokimeki Memorial. Like, you should look up Tokimeki Memorial, and you'll see exactly what this looks like. That's our dating sim.
Oh, I see.
That's Shiori Fujisaki. We're playing a dating sim in a dating sim. That's my favorite thing.
1994.
It's a good game. It wasn't localized, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. So okay, we got picked up to go to the club by Johnny, and it was very fun because like, yo, let's go have some fun. I'll stick around in the classroom. Let me know if you're down. Yeah, sure. Why not, Junpei? Linked episodes. These are. Hey, the guys don't have social links. Let's make up for that. Make sure you show your friends you value them.
Friends are important.
They are.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's in her nose.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning! Not like that. I'm being
I know
disrespectful.
it in the same way as like the word high, like H-I-G-H, is like, it's impossible for me to say it in my higher register just because of how like the word is structured. Hi! Like, it just doesn't flow out right. It's the same thing. All in the nose.
Yeah. Junpei told me that Kiriju Senpai is always going to do a reward if we do well on our exam, but I bet our standards so high unless we make the top 10 in our grade. Well, I'm smart.
You better be smart or Kirijo-senpai won't give you shit!
Oh, I love Mitsuru, though.
She's great. I did not expect to like her as much as I did.
You gotta understand, Junpei... sorry, I saw Junpei and I'm like, Junpei. Ah. Mitsuru is like... I wanted to be my high school's speech person, like, give a speech at high school graduation because of the speech she gives at the end of the game.
God.
So, you know, that's always fun. Anyway, fucking, I'm getting distracted here. Basically what happened was, we got invited in, Johnny recruited us, we got to the club, and we got a table, right? And, like, a whole ass table and a half at the front of a club is pretty big for that, right?
Yeah.
And so he was like, Grey Goose or Blue Label, and we were like playing rock, paper, scissors, and the loser had to take a pull or whatever, they would pour it into the loser's mouth kind of thing. And like I have photos of this. It's actually just very it's very silly throughout. I feel like I need to share this now. You know what I mean? Like, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta find this because this is just bananas the way that it all kind of worked out. And so we're going out there. One girl fell from an elevated surface because you know how girls in elevated surfaces are.
I'm glad you took that direction, instead of like, oh, you know how girls get when they're alcoholics.
No, you know how they are with their elevated surfaces. Like, this is a universal thing. This is not like a this is not just like an alcohol-induced thing. Girls love elevated surfaces.
We like feeling tall. You guys are too fucking tall. Like, Voltage, you're what, like 5'8"?
5'10".
5'10"?
Yeah.
Why? You give a 5'8" vibe.
I'm supposed to be taller. I put books on my head in middle school. That prevented me from growing. Here's the photo.
Wait, this is kind of fire.
Here it is. They're
This
playing
looks
rock,
really
paper, scissors
fun.
right here. And then you can see the Sky vodka in the bartender's hand. And yeah, the idea was that the loser does that. So that's Johnny right there. He's like 5'2" at most. He is standing on the bar. You know, it's pretty good. This was the club I was at. This is the bartender. He's very fashionable as it is.
No, this looks really fun. I'm kind of jealous.
This is me at 19. Stay pressed.
God.
So basically, you know, they were like telling everyone to go dance at the front of the room because, you know, like that's what you do. You get alcohol, you get all the American and foreigners drunk and put them at the front of the table in the front of the room. And I was standing off to the side because I wasn't feeling like super dancey right then and there. And I saw another table and I heard Spanish, right? Like, when in China do you hear Spanish? Not that often, right? You know, it's
Trilingual people. Trilingual.
but in China in particular.
This is fair. This
Like,
is
if
fair.
they're not speaking Mandarin, it might be Cantonese, but it's probably English, right?
Yeah.
And so, basically, I lean over and I, in my drunken stupor, say something in Spanish that I don't quite remember what I said, but something to the effect of like, "Hey, how's it going? Are you also not from China?" And they're like, yeah. It's like, where are you from? They're like, Paraguay. And I'm like, okay, yeah! You know, like, a mí me gusta Paraguay! You know, like, I'm fucking out here just screaming that. And like, they asked me in English, like, where are you from? And I'm like, the States. And they're like, okay. And there's like, did you get free drinks too? And they were like, yeah! And in my brain, the drunken gears get a little turning, right? Like, oh. I look around a little bit more. I see like people who look kind of like European, you know, and like you can tell they're not American. You can tell they're European in some way just by the way they carry themselves. Like
Yeah.
they walk with like their chest out and their shoulders back and like, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, there's an elegance about them.
Yeah.
As it turns out, that night they were shooting a promo for the club. And they wanted as many foreigners in the club as possible to show that foreigners wanted to go to this club. And wouldn't you
the
know?
club sounds like a good time. I would go.
That was the only time they let us in, all of us in. I maintained a connection with Johnny, and he let me get in again with like a group of 4 for free as well too. So like we were like on that shit, you know. I tipped him a little bit to be like, hey, you know, just like keep it going, and I'll come back, and it'll be good. And we'll make sure that we buy some for you too. He's like, oh yeah, man, that's great, because the yuan was really weak at the time too, so the dollar was real strong. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know, a $20 drink to me was like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I was like what people think they are in the United States sometimes. You know, I was like actually living that, and wouldn't you know, the promo video, it didn't come out until like a month later, like about 3 days before I'm leaving to come back to the States. And I see this promo, it's 30 seconds long, and in the promo, every single member of our group who went that night, except me, is visible. Whether it's the back of their heads, the fronts, or like them dancing. They got girls dancing Sorry, Junpei, I'll let you finish here. They got girls dancing on elevated surfaces. You know how girls are with elevated surfaces. And like the people from Paraguay, you know, that I saw, they were also there. And it's just like, oh man, that club promoter definitely got like a big bonus that night by bringing 12 Americans into the club. Like, oh, and not only that, ones who were willing to dance.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man, oh man. So yeah, I've been out clubbing before. I've been out clubbing a bunch. That was on a Wednesday night too, which is the craziest part. So anyway, Junpei wants to play Fate Grand Order.
Badass special attack?
Yeah. I like that idea.
He's kind of real.
Dude, right?
Oh yeah.
And besides, our power's gotta come from the heart, right?
This is the better voice too. Like, not even to attempt to defend Vic Mignogna in general, but like Vic's performance is like whatever on Junpei. Zeno sounds like Junpei. Zeno's
like,
got the bro charm.
He really does. Like, I came out of this game with like just such a beating heart for Junpei, and part of it was due to Zeno's performance. He plays him very well.
Action pumps me up and helps me
Stupid,
picture my life
ace
better,
defective.
know what I mean?
Stupid, ace defective.
More like stupid.
But hey, maybe someday someone will make a game about our adventure.
Ha!
Oh my god, don't break the fourth wall,
I mean,
Junpei.
we
This is a
have
video
something
game.
Saving people, like at the monorail. We kicked ass on that one, didn't we?
You bet we did. You acted like a weirdo. I feel like I should say that. Hang on. E3R Junpei.
Oh, they don't influence it at all.
They don't.
No, you're good.
You're lying to me. You just didn't get a
I
single
promise,
one of them.
I promise.
Nah, yeah. You acted like a weirdo.
Really? I was?
Yeah.
Well, past the past.
I'm like the type of guy who like banters his friends, but that's not what you do in this game. You hype your friends up.
Yeah.
Wasn't on my
That's
game
like the
before.
one thing about like the social links and stuff is
Next
that
time,
like
I'm totally
you
gonna
have
knock
to
it out
tell
of the
them what
park.
they want to hear.
Yeah. Who cares? Expect nothing less.
Whoa, look who's talking like a leader. I'm stealing the spotlight next time.
As you should.
You better.
You know, I really do want to do my best.
Wait, where did that come from, that earnestness?
These powers, our mission, I got a lot of good things going for me. I've been really waiting for something like this. I feel like my life's finally starting to go somewhere.
Junpei,
I
buddy.
don't plan on letting you get the best of me just yet. You hear?
You're 16, dude. You got your whole life ahead of you.
If you go screwing around, I might just have to take over as leader.
Nah, at 16, your life is all about fighting bad guys
Well,
at
that's when
midnight
you
and,
happen to play some games.
getting a girlfriend and
Yeah,
fuck exams.
that's what I did. No, that's actually what I did.
Our next
You
enemy
bought
can be
monsters at
like
midnight?
you and me.
Yeah, I
Go
did.
Down for the whole enchilada.
Bring it on.
Oh yeah? It's your funeral, buddy.
One you're paying for.
Yeah. Take that. Die, 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 die.
He's just such a guy.
He is. The strength of Junpei's persona Hermes was raised by 3. Cool. Great idea, Junpei.
Oh, welcome back.
Can't go to Tartarus today, sorry. That's fine, Yucatan.
Yucatan.
Hey, Yucatan! Oh, King Zexa ready with a party of 12. Hello, welcome to Persona 3 Reload. I'm Voltage, that's Lucari. Together, we are streaming Persona 3 Reload. I'm playing a game. You're epic, Residential Arsonist. Thank you so much for the follow. Please do not light any actual things on fire. That would be that'd be great. For those of you who don't know, shout out King Zexo and Amnini. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. Hello. What are you doing? What were you playing? Yo, Rebel's here too. How you doing? Oh my God, there's so many people here. Don't go.
Welcome.
Hello, we're playing that. Man, okay. Yeah. I have to legally entertain the possibility that you might actually be serious about your name, and as a result, I have to legally say that I don't condone arson, but beyond that, that's cool. You were playing Nier. That's awesome. I love that.
Like,
I've never played
The
it.
Nier replicant, like the Nier automata.
No, like the far.
Oh,
The wherever you are.
it took me a second.
Really?
Look, it's been a long day. It's been a Thursday.
Automata, nice. Very nice. And Rebel just chugging at work, hell yeah. Respect.
Too booty.
Let's see. I should probably go to Chagall. I feel confident. I'm at level 2 academics, which, like, some people aren't. You know what I mean?
Nah, you're so good.
I think
like,
I gotta-
Go be charmful.
I gotta get my charm. I gotta go, or my courage. I should go get charm or courage. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Thank you again for the raid. So I'm a Twitch streamer, obviously. That's why I'm here doing this. But I'm also a PhD student, candidate, in fact, studying radiation detection. I've done voice acting, and I'm just really, really cool. I rule, you know? So that's cool. Yeah, so how goes the Persona? It goes well. We're very early. I only play it once a week, so like, I'm one of those gamers, for those of you who followed and want to know a little bit more. I am the type of gamer who plays a different game like once a day when I stream. So like, if you're not down watching like Persona 3, we are doing like an AI The Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative live dub on Saturday evenings. And on Mondays right now, I'm playing Sea of Stars. So like, there's variance, you know? I like to keep it different. It gives me time to, like, think about the games I'm playing and compare and do that and everything, so that's good. You have way too many hours in P3R. I have, 12, probably.
I think I finished with 101.
101. 101 hours?
Yes.
Oh.
I bought the game on launch, and I just beat it, like, last weekend.
Is that all you've been playing?
Yes, and then I briefly picked up Xenoblade 3. I'm currently running through that now that I'm done with PE3R. I'm actually currently looking for potential recommendations for games to play now that I don't have like a dedicated game to play.
Yeah. Okay.
I have been recommended by my partner to play either Undertale.
You haven't played Undertale?
I have not.
Oh, you
I
gotta
haven't played
do that.
Undertale. I haven't played Amori. I haven't played a lot of like the big indie games. God, what was? There's another one that he recommended that I cannot think of. Off the
You
top
got.
of my
I
head.
think you got to do Undertale. I think you.
He's big on Undertale. He's trying to push that one on me.
Like, as a unbiased third party here, Undertale is a really good game. It's also shorter, which is nice. Like, yeah, you can put tons of hours into it, but like the main story probably 10 hours at most.
Okay.
Hey, listen!
I can't concentrate at home. I want to go somewhere else to study, even I don't have the money for it. I should probably. The library, you can study in there. Oh, I should probably go to the library. Probably go to the library. You've been grinding a lot. I respect that. Yeah, I'm like waist deep. I'm like shin deep in about 4 different JRPGs today, or these days, you know? Like, I got this, I got Sea of Stars, I got Dragon Quest V. I've paused Xenoblade right now just because, like, Dragon Quest V I want to play. And I was, like, playing Linda Cube not so long ago. Like, geez.
You're like going in on that.
It's Linda Cube?
Yeah.
Oh, Linda Cube rules. Hold on. Do you know Léon Foucault? He's the French physicist who performed experiments regarding the rotation of the Earth. Which tool did he use in his experiments? He used the pendulum. And I can tell you how he did that, too. Basically, he hung a pendulum, and if the Earth is spinning a certain way, or isn't spinning, or has, you know, no angular momentum, the pendulum should not deviate from a perfectly straight line, right? If there's no momentum perpendicular to the pendulum's swing, then there should be just a straight line back and forth. Think about like how a clock moves. But
Yeah.
he observed over time that the pendulum eventually started to become displaced at an angle ever so slightly over the course of like hours and days. So that's how you can actually measure time that way, and that's why it's the pendulum,
You got it.
the Foucault pendulum. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm a fucking physics student. Everyone is looking at me like I'm cool. Why doesn't that boost my academics?
I wish I knew, because I was confused about that all throughout playing this game. Like, I'm answering these questions correctly. What do you mean people think I'm cool? I should be smart.
I'm cool because I can't fucking get the thing. Oh, Boonkichi. A gift for booty. I try to use emojis. Isn't that totally rad? Totally gnarly. I love these dudes. This dude's so
Use
silly.
the yen emojis.
Let's play at the shrine. Let's play together. Spending more time with her probably is what I'm gonna do. Hey, Ukes. Hey, Ukes. Maybe I should study. I feel like I should study, but I also feel like I'm gonna do that thing that I did in undergrad where I just sort of like let the exam wash over me, and then I sort of like rebound or not rebound based on like how I do. Which is never a great strategy, but it's what I did.
Have I told you about the one professor that I have this semester?
No.
She's retiring, actually. We had her retirement party on Wednesday.
Oh yeah?
She's a very old woman. I think she's like 80.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, what revelt, dude? Dude.
She has been losing all of our exams the entire semester.
That's right. You have mentioned this.
Yeah, so it was really funny. So Wednesday, essentially because it's lecture and then lab, and we have two separate professors, and the lab professor, she's obviously a lot younger and she's a lot chiller. She was like, yeah, we're gonna throw like a retirement party for her, but you know, it's a surprise. Essentially they were basically trying to think of a ruse to like get her out of the room to like surprise her with it, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And she was basically telling her students like, hey, if there's any way you can keep her in class until 12:30, somebody will come down and then like the whole thing will be set and good. So we're sitting there like talking, just trying to stall her out until 12:30. And one of the girls is like, hey, are we ever gonna get exam 2 back? And she looks at us with the most like, what the fuck face, and she's like, do you really want it back? And then another girl asked like, hey, like we just took exam 3 last week, and like I know me, and I know I bombed exam 3, so I don't want to see exam 3. It's like, oh, are we getting exam 3 back? And she laughs. She's like, ladies, I'm retiring. And she makes this little motion with her hand as if she's ripping paper. She's like, I'm gonna lose all the exams anyway, so I'm guaranteed to pass the class, and it's one of my gen eds, so I will take it.
What class is it?
Animal biology.
Oh boy. Oh man. Animal biology. I'm glad I didn't have to take biology.
Yeah, I mean, because we needed a 3 credit and a 4 credit science class, like as part of gen ed requirements. So my 3 credit was human sexuality, which was a phenomenal class. I liked it a lot. But like the 4 credit one had to be a lab, and like all of them were like chemistry. You
what,
know,
you don't want
like
to do chemistry?
I fucking hate chemistry. I hate math and numbers and everything in between. So I was like, animal bio, that sounds fun. Like animals, I love dogs. And then like we started off with like fucking like bacteria.
Yeah. Yeah, you thought.
My tummy's grumbling. Can we go to Wild Duck?
Sure, let's go.
You're the best. I wonder what the daily burger is today.
Yeah, dude, I've been done with school for so long, but I still have dreams that I walked into a final of a class I never went to, and I wake up in a jolt and realize I'm done with school. It's the best feeling ever. I so feel that. Finals week at Michigan is next week.
Going out to eat.
Oh.
And I'm just out here like, oh, I'm so glad that not only am I not taking finals, I'm not even studying for an exam.
Because when I go with my mom and dad,
Oh, it's so
everybody
good.
gets along. We used to have so much fun together. Why would they get a divorce?
Well, it's probably your fault.
No!
No. I don't think there's anything bad here. I don't know.
We tried asking. They said it was a grown-up's problem.
Shit.
I don't want them to get a divorce. Mom and Dad must hate me.
They don't hate you, they just hate each other.
Divorce is stupid.
crying over her burgers.
Bro, imagine being in a McDonald's and just like listening to this girl like cry her eyes out.
I've been there.
Sorry. I know it's awkward for you if I cry.
No, it's
Try
okay.
not to.
No, you should. Oh fuck, I think I answered wrong. Okay. Hanged man, girl at the shrine.
I have to go home now. Thank you for playing with me today.
You didn't eat any of your fries. Are you gonna eat your fries? Can I eat your fries?
I'm so curious on like where Wild Duck would fall in regards to like the burger list.
The burger
Like,
tier list?
Yeah, the burger tier list. Like okay, wait. You guys have White Castle over there?
I don't eat White Castle.
But have you tried White Castle?
I had White Castle once and I shat my brains out.
No, you're so valid. Their burgers are ass, but their chicken is great.
Hey, listen.
All right, are you like a Wendy's burger, a Burger King burger, or a McDonald's burger?
McDonald's burgers are too salty from what I remember them being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a big chicken sandwich guy myself, honestly.
No, real. You're so fucking real. But like Wendy's burgers are kind of fire. Like Wendy's is like the one fast food place.
Look at her, she's eating Pocky.
Oh,
She's a
She's
girl's
such a
girl.
gal.
She's such a girl's girl.
she's such a gal.
You can already tag him, but
Oh yeah.
Junpei, Akihiko,
Let me think.
Akihiko, Persona 3, Wendy's 100%. Is it the square burgers?
Honestly, I forget that they're square. But like, I think it adds some personality to it.
Oh, 34 floors of Tartarus now, huh? Oh, it's because Yukari's available, isn't it? Yukari and Junpei. I could do that, but I don't have Akihiko yet. Everyone was like, they started making references to Akihiko in the tutorial text, and I was like, I don't have him yet. You know, and when that happens, you're like, oh no. I like Wendy's chicken sandwich that ghost pepper spice is delicious. I have not eaten like anything, any burgers at any fast food places in a very long time. It's like if it's, I haven't even gone to McDonald's and like, you know, I don't go to McDonald's that much. I don't go to, in Ann Arbor, they don't have any like chain restaurants nearby because of a city ordinance. So
What?
yeah, like they have to all be local places, which is good.
Which is good. I just
But when I go to Culver's, it's a 15-minute drive.
Yeah, no, I could just hop on the highway and I'm right next to a Wendy's.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna work at Chagall. Because
Chagall.
Chagall. I think I'm gonna do that just because I want money and I want both charm and courage. And I think that'll do that.
Yeah, working as a barista requires a lot of fucking courage.
Yeah, my brother worked as a barista at the university he went to.
Ugh. I dealt with housewives complaining the coffee has no effect.
The pheromone coffee. Oh, and if you work at Chagall for long enough, you get a raise. It looks like. I gotta get my charm up so Yukari might date me, and I gotta get my smarts up so Mitsuru might date me, and I gotta date my courage up so that Fuka might date me.
Are you a serial dater in Persona games?
I've never... No. I just...
Okay, good.
I'm gonna make sure I decide. It's tough, right? It's almost like just make a save right before you do one, and then just play the game out for the rest. And then be like, okay, now I'm gonna date... Final kiss, fall in love with Mitsuru this time.
Look, I romanced Fuka because she is kind of me.
Excuse
And I
me?
have this weird thing in Persona games where I unintentionally romance characters that are a little mean.
Seriously?
And I don't know what that means.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, what are you doing? You don't know the Persona 4 girls at all, do you?
I have seen the animation, and I've also played the OG up until the one characters, the potential spoiler characters dungeon. I don't know how to refer to them.
Oh, Naruto?
No,
Past that.
after Naruto.
Oh, yeah, the culprit's identity?
No, not the culprit. Before the culprit.
Oh, the culprit they think is the culprit.
No, before that one.
After Naruto, but before that one?
Yes. Or
no,
it might be who they think is the culprit, and then after that one, but before the actual culprit.
it's not the culprit they think goes to school.
No.
Yeah, the one after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know who you're talking about.
The hoops we just jumped through.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to spoil Persona 4.
Yeah.
No, it's not the RPG dungeon. The RPG dungeon is not that one. Okay, I don't think there's anything to do at school today. What are people doing? They spent time with the Suemitsu?
Oh, I made it my fucking goal through this game. I got all of the social links except for Suemitsu and Yukari. Because I fucked up at the very end, so like Yukari ended at like rank 6, but I got every social link besides her and Suemitsu, but I purposefully avoided Suemitsu.
What, you don't like
at all
it?
costs.
What, you don't like it? What, you
Look,
don't?
I've heard things. I've heard things about like his link. Lots of people just say it's the weakest link in general, but I know
Fucking figure that out for yourself.
I know it's 2009, but I also really hate the whole trend of like, haha, big guy, and his whole personality trait is that he likes food.
Yeah, it's not
just
great.
Really obnoxious.
Give me a Jack Frost. Give me a Jack Frost.
Woo!
I won! I got it!
I got it.
I don't know what it does, but I got it. What does it do? What the flip is it even? Got a High Priestess Tarot, a Ganesha Bank. Might please someone. Okay. That's good. Oh, yeah. Again, I'm gonna play this as honest as I can, which means I'm gonna like... I don't want to play it like I'm playing a game beyond the social links because they can degrade in this game.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm gonna do like what feels right doing. You know what I mean?
No, real. So real.
I'm gonna hang out with the old people.
Oh, that was old.
Hey,
people.
Bunkichi, I'm here to help.
Oh, we were just talking about you.
This is a good voice.
We've been feeling a bit guilty for troubling you about the persimmon tree.
I wouldn't worry about it. What tree? Oh, booty. As if you don't already know.
Oh, Booty Chan.
You know exactly what he's talking about. You know exactly, but I have to check just to be sure, even though I'm pretty sure that it's, whatever this one is. It's probably, this is rank 4, right? Yeah, this is rank 3, rank 4. It's like, I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, good one. I wouldn't worry about it. Glad you can joke around even at a time like this.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Makes me feel like we're not so different, you and I. Lord knows I can't pass up a good pun.
The well-seasoned. Yeah, he's like a cast iron pan.
The persimmon tree is a reminder of our son. Actually, before his death, he was a teacher at Gekkoukan. He planted that tree on graduation day with the students of his very first class.
Just when we thought that tree was about to bear fruit. Why now? Why do they want to cut it down now?
It'll be okay.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm all
you,
right
Booty
now.
Chan.
That made me feel a lot better. It's very comforting talking to you.
I'm a young person who listens to you.
Oh, wow. You've really gone and captured my wife's heart. You must be popular with the ladies. My wife's no sucker after all.
It's because my charm is level 2.
Well, I'm looking at myself when I was in my prime.
The elderly couple like me even more. They liked my vibe from across the bookstore.
I just did that kid. What the fuck,
Don't
man?
fret too much about the tree. Just stop by when you have the chance.
Of course.
Oh, and take this. It's left over from earlier, but it's still good.
I can't wait to be like, not, okay, let me rephrase this. When I am excited to be an old man when it happens. You know what I mean? Like a kooky old guy. Like, I'll be fun.
Well then, you take care of yourself.
I've told you my life's goal, right? My dream.
No.
My dream is to, like, you know, work at a very important place or do an important job for a very good while and then retire and just become, like, a groundskeeper at the local high school or something.
What the fuck?
And, like, everyone's just like, did you hear? I heard he has a PhD. I heard he worked at, like, national security. And I'll just be, like, mowing the lawn and be like, hey, kids, have a good day. Enjoy your classes. Like, and then
like,
they'll be
no.
like, just call me Doc. No one will know my real name.
I feel like no, because I feel like a lot of the charm of that comes from that is like the curiosity and excitement that like kids back in the day used to have towards adults, and I feel like this next generation just has none of that. We don't really give a fuck.
You don't know how silly kids can be.
Like kids. Okay, I'm thinking like, okay, 5 to 6 to 7.
No, I'm
thinking,
talking like 9-year-old, 8-9-year-old, right?
Like,
Get a load of this.
did I ever tell you the story of how I was in Target and I was shopping for belts and I was eavesdropping on this girl and her daughter? Her daughter could not have been more than like 10, 11 years old.
No, you
And
didn't
her
tell me.
daughter went on a whole tangent. Like she pulled out like a 5-paragraph essay to explain why she needed skincare. And her mother's just like, you don't need skincare. Like, you know, your skin's perfectly fine as is. Like, you haven't even gone through puberty yet. Like, yada, yada, yada. And she's like, well, no, because the cleanser would make my skin really shiny. And then I need a moisturizer in order to make sure my skin doesn't dry out. She was pulling out the fucking receipts for why she needed skincare.
She was
And
like,
I'm
listen, I need my salicylic acid stat.
no, dead ass. That's what she said.
Yeah,
was
take
like-
care of your skin. Girl, I don't think you're gonna win this one. I think I agree.
At 11 years old,
Listen, as a former 11-year-old with not the greatest skin, let me tell you, like, not wanting to have acne is like a real concern.
yeah, but like for the most part, you kind of like it's one of those things you respond to. You can't like sit there and expect like, oh,
No,
I'm
you
gonna
can
have
be
acne.
proactive. You can be proactive. You can get proactive solution.
God, that brings me back.
Proactive solution. Make sure it prevents you from getting acne. Because it's literally just a toner.
Holy shit!
It is.
You like awoke a memory.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at those.
I never had like serious acne as a kid.
I didn't either,
like-
but like, oh man, having a nice clean face feels really good. I have
100%.
Yeah, no, exactly, Zach. So girls prepared. Like, I'm saying that ultimately having a clean face can do wonders for self-esteem at like age of like early puberty, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
okay.
I'm being a hater.
But I'd argue, okay, like, because I'm taking it from, like, the perspective of a girl that existed at the ages of, like, 10 through, like, you know, her teenage years. Like, I feel like, and my mom tells me this all the time, I feel like my self-esteem and confidence issues didn't start until, like, middle school, like,
yeah.
post-puberty.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm thinking, like, 10, 11 years old, like, you still got that childhood innocence. Like, you don't really know much about the world, like, you know, if you're lucky enough to not be on social media and stuff, like you don't have that influencing like how you think you should present or how you think you should look. And like, you know, like you thankfully get a little bit into like the impressionable stage before you're like actually corrupted. But like, I don't know, like 10, 11, I feel like that's just like too young. She's buffing her confidence.
She is buffing her confidence. Like, honestly, it's important to have that confidence. I didn't have that fucking confidence in middle school, and it still stays with me sometimes. 13 years later. Oh man, Mitsuru's so pretty.
She is. I love Allegra's like take on her, admittedly.
She sounds exactly like what I expected her to sound like. But she doesn't sound like Boss. That's what makes it impressive, is it sounds
Yeah.
like... She sounds like
That's why.
Mitsuru. Kate was feeling depressed today, but Jesse invited her to tea. Has everyone been feeling alright lately, considering the season we're in now? Yes, May's sickness is a real phenomenon, but we've made it through the brunt of it. It may still be lingering. Who's ready for a little question? Oh no. What's the other name for May's sickness? The more casual one. Not May Days. It's probably May Blues, because Moody Blues. Moody Blues! The band. The stand. No. It's May Blues.
Fantastic.
Yep, I'm so good. That'll be on the exam, so write that down. Game's telling you, you're not taking notes. You should be. Let's talk about my experience studying in India.
No, she's still real. I would do that if I was a teacher.
Yeah.
Any chance I get, I will mention the fact that I studied abroad in Japan.
Yeah? Where'd you
I
go?
I try not to be insufferable about it, but like anytime, like, cause my typical like day bag is one that I got from the Pokemon Center in Ikebukuro, and it has like a cute little Pikachu on it. So like I've had a couple people like, you know, just in passing be like, oh my god, your bag is so cute. I'm like, thank you, I got them all out to Japan, and then they give that like, oh my gosh, you went to Japan, and I'm like, that's a conversation starter, cause I'm bad in social situations.
It sure is.
So I can run with this.
You just gotta have something that's interesting to share that isn't like so overly committal, like, oh my god, I learned so much about you, you know, like, just say, yeah, I've been to Japan. Midterms, finals. Oh, did I put finals season? I meant midterm season. I'll change it for later. Whatever. Whatever. Nah, I mean, going to China, going to Japan, going to Asia. Asia Major. Alright, what am I doing today? Socially? Suimitsu. I have neither of them available, probably. Let's go check on that persimmon tree.
Persimmon.
Oh, I have a persimmon tree. Oh. Persimmon-y.
Persimmon.
Alright, cool. Yeah. I think high school was very strange for everyone in the sense that, like, you know, for you at 14 versus you at 18 or 17, they're very different people, right? And frankly, I'm at the stage in life where it's like, please do not hold me accountable for a lot of the things I said or did in high school, because like that's 10 years ago now. Like I've changed significantly as a person, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe it was a bit of an asshole online. Don't like hold that against me, please. You know what I mean?
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like when it comes, because assuming I know what you're basing this conversation off of, like, I understand the idea of like, you know, pulling up the receipts and being like, hey, this person did this bad thing or said this bad thing, and like,
yeah.
I think the concept is good when it's like recent. Like it makes sense to bring this up.
Right.
But, like when you're digging like 10, 15, 20 years in the past, especially when like you get into the topic of like the ages of like
of people
14 to like 22.
Yeah.
Like you are like fighting a losing battle at that point, because there are so many arguments between like 14 to like 20 at the very least of them just being a stupid fucking kid. 21 to 22, like, okay, you know, you're kind of living out the rest of your, like, the quote-unquote, like, teenage youth you have left. But it's like, it's not indicative of like the person now as they've gained life experience, and I don't think it's fair to like judge somebody at a point in their life when they had very little life experience, so they were just running with what they had or what they knew.
Right.
At the time.
Please take a look.
I agree, and like, I'm buying this one, and hopefully that'll, if I equip it, it'll let me talk to the old folks. I like that you can buy personas in this game once you've registered them. It's very good.
Then was this not in the OG?
No, it was, but like, I'm still stating that that's a thing.
Oh.
This is a thing
like,
that you can do.
"Oh." Sorry, I might be a little like spoiled because you know P5 was my first person.
Yeah, you definitely, you don't know the magic of Risei Kujikawa.
I love Risei though. She's such a quirky little gal.
Love Risei, she's my favorite. Yeah, that's right. I fell for the girl who simps for you. Oh, I don't think our bond will grow any stronger if I spend time with them. Never mind. All right, guess we're let's boost our academics just because I'm paranoid. Let's eat at Wakatsu.
You're broke.
Yeah, I know. I'm a broke bitch. You like Marie? I don't like Marie. She's too Mary Sue for my tastes.
Marie is the only reason why I refuse to play Golden.
Why?
I want P4 so badly, but I don't want to look at Marie at all.
What, you don't like the arm sleeves?
I just I
You don't
think
like
her
the
very
design?
ugly.
You don't like the fact that she wears like what is so fucking 2011 attire?
It's just her design is just so unappealing to me, and like I don't even know her English VA, but I'm just thinking of the most
Let me
like
look it up.
grating, like annoying ass voice.
It's
for
probably
her.
not. You're probably gonna hate yourself when you find
I
out.
probably will, honestly.
It's Eden Regal.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, Marie's design is a little too like I'm a character in a video game compared to the other characters in the game. I mean, like, look, again, I'm a fan of Risei. I'm gonna just say it.
I typed in Marie, Marie Persona 4, and for some reason, it cited Kat Pratano's LinkedIn post about her voicing Marie in Persona 5 Tactica. So it cited Kat Pratano as her English VA.
Banger. Let's see. Everyone studied in a group.
Friends.
Let's study together, friends. I like you, you like me.
Sorry, Mitsuru. I'm almost done.
You're sweating a lot.
Well, you know how it is.
Yeah, she voices the Shogi girl.
Akihiko, are you feeling unwell? You seem to be short of breath.
That's such a good
I'll be
voice,
More
timbre.
importantly, why don't you help his studies? He ended up in the hospital right after transferring. Might need some help to make up for the class time he's missed.
I'm just smart.
You do have a point. Here, these are my notes from last year. You can use them if you'd like.
Did you ever use your notes that you took
I
in
don't
class?
think the content of
Fuck
the class
no,
has
man.
changed much since then.
I've always
Your
been
notes
a
are as
sort of
perfect
like
as ever.
I pick things
They're
up
easier to
in
understand
class
than the textbook
and like
itself.
not memorize it by any means, but it's like so long as I understand it conceptually, for the most part, I just need like
Flattery will
brief
get you
reviews and then I'm
nowhere.
usually good.
Yeah, you just internalize it.
But
Yeah.
I suppose I am rather particular about my note-taking.
Me too, Mitsuru, me
In
too.
class, I listen closely and write down bullet points. Then I organize them later into a more readable format.
Okay, Mitsuru is spitting bars right here because straight up, this is the best way to just learn. Is like, in class, do not try to copy down everything. Just like, get the big picture points that they're trying to make, and then return to them later and transcribe them or put them somewhere else in a readable way. Read the fucking textbook before you go to lecture. Half the time, it just follows the textbook. The only time note-taking is awful is in a math course where they do derivations on the board, and they don't go over the derivation later. That's the worst. Like, I've taken so many math classes, and every time, like, I have to follow a proof or a derivation, it's like, write as fast as you can, try to understand it later. And it's like, that sucks. I don't get to think about, like, the steps of the
It's
proof.
time-consuming, but I find it's overall a more efficient way of reviewing the material.
You're so real, Mitsuru. That is exactly what I do. Oh.
If you plan
This
your
is
day-to-day
why
tasks
you don't
effectively, test
take math
preparation
classes.
is as good as done.
Bullshit. Appreciate the tips.
You seem to have a knack for this. I'll teach you more of my study techniques next time.
I gotta fucking transcribe some of my old notes into my Obsidian. That'd be fun.
Right. Efficiency is key. We're all
I love that
given the
he's
same
just
amount of
shaking
time.
like a little rabbit.
Yeah.
It's how well you manage it that can set you apart.
Indeed, not even a second of time should be wasted. On that note, shall we return to study?
Akihiko slammed 3 5-hour energies. He's vibrating. He's experiencing wave particle duality right now. We're doing okay.
All right, done.
Learning is never done.
Akihiko, you're drenched in sweat and that heavy breathing. Are you?
I'm fine. I've just been squatting over my chair this whole time. Wanted to challenge myself to hold it until I was done with your notes.
Look,
I wonder what his ass looks like. Sorry.
I'm. You know what? You know what? You know what? There will be a time and a place where you get reprimanded for your behavior. But like, you know what? You know what? I also was thinking that. So you know what? Not this time. You do get a pass this time.
I get a pass when it's Tama because it's in character.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying there have been times beyond that too. What I'm saying. Okay, you know, there's a joke in a fucking Danganronpa 3 abridged series where Hajime asks Chiaki who your boyfriend is, or someone asks Chiaki who her boyfriend is, and she says Akihiko from Persona 3. I kind of get it a little bit now.
Yeah.
He's just like this good, stupid, loyal, friendly dude.
No, he's
Working out
giving
while
golden
studying is
retriever
quite an
energy.
efficient use of my time. What do you say?
Yes.
Why are you like this? I thought I told you not to push yourself until you fully recovered. If you take efficiency too far, it'll backfire. Don't follow his example, okay?
The way that Allegra
Well then,
reads
I
Mitsuru,
think we've made a fair amount of progress. Let's call it a night.
it's like, it's just a little bit more elegant than Boss, even if it's the exact same pitch.
Yeah.
It's like a slightly more refined, more precise wording and diction compared to, yeah, hey Kaname Date, how are you? I've got wording and diction.
The way that I would like see, like at least compare it, at least Fem VA comparing Fem VA, like Boss for instance is something that I'll definitely sit more kind of relaxed in my throat compared to something like Mitsuru where like I'd kind of have to straighten my back a little bit and let like the lit of every word sort of flow from the mouth in order for it to come across as very graceful and effortless.
Yeah.
Um,
Akihiko,
yeah.
buddy, what are you doing? Akihiko, buddy, come on, man.
He's very passionate.
Trying to make up for lost time. Hey, yeah, I'm Akihiko. How are you doing? Are you ready?
I'm Akihiko Sonata.
I'm Akihiko Sonata. 156 tillion times that. That's actually just 60, or it's 6 times 10 to the 3 times 6 tillion, so whatever that is. Yep, that's it.
Huh?
Not too bad. Multiplied by 182, so 6 times 182. Add another 0. That's probably going to be around 800 800 septillion or so. No, octillion.
What the fuck?
Yeah, mental math.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
It's mental
What
math.
is in your water?
It's not that hard.
It's not
Let
that
me
hard.
let me explain this, right? Powers of 10 are just a lot of zeros, right? So just ignore all of the zeros and just think of the numbers that you've got right here, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, let me go back here and I'll tell you how to do some cool mental math. Okay, a large integer. Okay, 56 tillion times 1,200. Okay, what is 12 times 5?
60.
Okay, you take that 5 and you take the 1, 2, you make it a 6, 0. Now you have 3 more zeros. So that is 10 to the 3 times whatever. That's 1,000. And when you have 1,000 million, you become a billion. When you have 1,000 billion, you become a trillion. So 1,000 sextillion is just going to be the next one in. So it's septillion. So you have 60 septillion. There you go. Multiply that by 1,820. I know from mental math that 1,666.6 repeating, of course, times 6 is, or okay, let me put it this way. 1/6 can be represented as like 0.166 repeating, so on and so forth. So I know that 6 times that is 1. So if I scale that to be 60 times 1.66, 1,660 times 6, that's going to be another power of 10 higher, right? So it's going to be octillion. And then whatever some other numbers. So it's a good estimate. You should see my face right now. Yeah, just like get good, skill issue.
Math has always been my worst subject. I do not understand numbers.
Skill issue.
Like, we're learning standard deviation right now in my data and crim class, which is just a glorified statistics class, and I fucking hate it. And it's required, so I have to pass it. I do not know what the fuck is going on.
I'm telling you, math, once you learn that it's just a bunch of tricks, it's way simpler. And I think too, there's something very elegant of math and like the way you can represent it. I think that's really a cool thing. Where did the 0.1666 come from? That is 1/6 in decimal form.
Yeah, but where does the 1/6 come in terms of like, we were looking at
Well, it comes second, of course, after 1/7, you know. It's got to make sure 1/7's okay.
You deserve to be strangled.
Yeah? Anyway, sorry. No. What do you mean, where does it come from?
Like, because you went off on a mini tangent where you were like, oh, I know that 1/6 is like, 0.166 repeating, and then that would correlate to the other. I was looking at the 1820, and I was like, where the fuck is this 1/6 coming from?
1/6, it was just a way to estimate. Like, if it was going to be a factor of 10 larger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like looking for something that made like an even 10, right? So, or in this case, a power of 10. So, if we go all the way back, I'll explain it again. Okay, so 60 septillion multiplied by another number. I recognize. I thought this was an English-only stream. Si tú quieres, nosotros podemos hacerlo en español, si tú quieres, pero no pienso que tú quieres. Entonces, vos vamos a hablar inglés. So, 60 septillion times, again, 1,666, right? I knew that would lead me to, like, 10 octillion.
Uh-huh.
And then it would just be a matter of multiplying the extra, what's left over after that. But that mental math is a little pain in the ass. So...
I see.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is like the first time I've ever seen sextillion, like, as a concept.
Yeah, it's just...
I am a criminology major. We do not handle numbers. We handle criminals.
Billions 10 to the 9th, trillions 10 to the 12, quadrillions 10 to the 15, quintillions 10 to the 18, sextillions 10 to the 21. 10 to the 21. That's, what's a cool number fact for 10 to the 21? 10 to the 21 number fact. What's a cool fact? What is the number quintillion? Man, fuck this shit. The number of grains on all the world's beaches have been combined to estimate hold roughly 10 to the 21 grains of sand. Hey, Zeph.
I'm always so fascinated by, like, number lovers.
Number
Because,
files?
Yeah, like, it's just very interesting to me.
I'm a number lover. What do you got against us number lovers?
No, nothing at all. What's your favorite number, actually? Follow-up
6.
question. 6? Why is that?
It's a perfect number.
In terms of, like, what? That it's, like, divisible, or that it's prime? Like,
So,
what?
6 is a cool number. Here's why, right? What are all the numbers that multiply up to 6, right? What numbers do you multiply to get 6?
1, 2, and 3.
Sorry?
And 1, 2, 3, and 6?
Yep. So 6 is a cool number because if you remove itself from the list of multiples, all of its multiples add up to it. So you have 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. That makes it a perfect number.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I will give you that.
There's another number that you probably know that also behaves this way. And that number is 28. Because 28 is made of 1 of 28, 2 and 14, 4 and 7. Right? So you add those up. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 7 is 12, plus 14 is 26, plus 2 is 28.
Oh. Okay, that is pretty cool. I'll give you that.
You know, so yeah, there are some cool numbers, cool number facts. Let's learn about some cool number facts, everyone. That's what's called a perfect number. Do you know what the next perfect number is after 28? You want to guess?
64. That was just a
No,
wild guess.
it is not. It is 496.
What the fuck?
It is made up of 1 and 496, 2 and 248, 4 and 124, 8 and 62, and 16 and 31. That's right. 496 is divisible by 31.
Did you do this in your head or did you look this up?
I know this one.
Oh.
I'm a bit of a number. Lou, listen, I'm getting a PhD in nuclear engineering. I got a degree in math. I literally, in the summer between freshman and sophomore year, to have fun after tennis drills in the morning, I came home and studied linear algebra while watching The Amazing Race. I did independent math study between freshman and sophomore year because I liked it.
You played tennis?
Yeah.
Sorry, like the numbers I could believe. Like, you know, you being a fucking nerd, like that is not a surprise to me. I can fully believe that. Tennis?
Yeah, I played tennis. I played a lot of tennis.
You seem like a track guy to me.
No, it's only because I run now. No, I played tennis for like a while. Like I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but like there's a kid on Michigan's men's tennis team right now. I did drills with him when he was like 12 and he was like 10 and I was like 16. 17. So, yeah, I played tennis.
Tag, but I don't know where you went.
I feel like every day I learn something new about you.
Oh shit, is it Akinari? It's Akinari!
Yay!
There you are. Oh, what's so good? Are you sick?
I played tennis tournaments.
Yes. I'm surprised you could tell.
Huh? You really are sick?
I've coached tennis.
No, I was kidding. You're so easy, Maiko.
Oh my god, it's what's his name? It's Lucien Dodge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, I'm right.
Yeah.
Cool.
No fair, I trusted you.
I love
Tease
Akinari.
me
Like,
just because I'm a kid.
unhealthily, like this boy.
And who are you?
Hey, I'm Kibo.
You keep bringing up Danganronpa, and it's like throwing me back to like 16-year-old me, and that was a time. We don't need to go back to that time.
I mean, Lou, you know I wrote
I was wondering what you were like.
I've written over 50,000 words of a Danganronpa fanfic. Right? You know that, right?
I'm not surprised.
I you know, it was like halfway, it was like 2/3 of the way through chapter 1, like investigation of the murder of chapter 1. No, it's like I have 50,000 words there.
Do you see yourself as her guardian? Or are you simply two children playing together?
I have 22 Danganronpa OCs that I never did anything
Make a
with.
Danganronpa and cast me and
I
put me in
did.
the spreadsheet.
I did. Like, So my whole Fang and Rampa thing was supposed to be like 2 killing games essentially happening at the same time. And they would discover that there was 2 happening at the same time at the end of chapter 1. So they would use the garbage chute because it was all in this big like hotel. They would use the garbage chute to like communicate with each other throughout like the at the end of every chapter. There was a lot going on. Like initially it was like it was meant to follow the like V3's ending and essentially it was a girl trying to like revive like Donpa and like, you know, bring it back essentially, and like this was like her big debut. There were so many characters, so much was going on, so many love stories.
Oh Micah, you're so cute.
Dad hasn't been coming home much these days.
Sad piano.persona4.wave.
It's my birthday soon. Do you think you'll come home and see me?
Don't worry, he'll be there. You gotta be nice to her. You can't say like, I can't really say, I don't know.
You really think so?
Wait. What? This wasn't in the original game, I don't think.
My mom always gives me presents on my birthday.
I don't remember this song at all. Hold on, what? Oh, wow. Fuck. Okay, okay. They're playing this now.
She hasn't asked me what I want this year yet.
The song was in the original game? I do not remember it at all. Sigma, I don't believe you.
I wouldn't get a divorce. You're the only one who spends time with me.
Fuck. I'm gonna be a wreck at the end of the game. I'm gonna be a wreck. I'm gonna be a wreck. Dude, you've finished it. You've seen it. You know it. I'm gonna be a wreck. I'm gonna be a wreck, dude.
If I don't do laundry, the house gets really messy.
I'm gonna be such a wreck.
Okay?
Like without getting into like narrative beats or anything like that, like for reference, right? Persona 5 Royal
Yeah.
broke me.
Oh
like,
no.
Besides the fact that the boss fight took like 30 fucking minutes, it took a really long time, but granted, I'm a little stupid, so like, I probably made it like 30 minutes longer than it needed to be. But like, the ending of Royal, like, I was sobbing. Like a bitch.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude.
But that was 2019, mind you, right? And like, I feel like the reason that I cry over like games nowadays is like, mentally it's like it's a similar shift, but it's a more like mature, like, fuck, like I really understand it now sort of cry. And the end of Reload, like, it was not an intense cry where it was like, fuck, I can't breathe, but it was just like a very quiet, like very like deep cry that I feel like I needed at the end.
Oh
of that
yeah.
game.
You got all this weight, you're carrying it all through, and then at the very end you're like, it's a full exhalation. We'll talk more about this. I want to hear this scene.
You guys are my only hope. Give me a hand here, please.
You can start by taking this seriously. You've been distracted this whole time.
As they say, it pays to be prepared.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get myself in the right mindset first, right?
You're right,
A good
Junpei.
study session needs a clean and organized workspace and the perfect mood for learning.
You're right, Junpei.
And so, to set that mood, I, Junpei Iori, volunteer.
What? Where is this coming from?
You can hear it on the this.
Young man! Yeah. What lecture would you like to hear from the great Junpei? History, arithmetic, literature?
Arithmetic.
something on arithmetic, huh? Understood.
Okay, you know he had fun there.
Oh, he has fun throughout this entire game.
Long ago, they tried to teach math to a sheepdog. The farmer asked, "What's 5 plus 4?" But then it barked 10 times. He asked for 9 times 2, and it barked 20 times. Guess old habits
Fuck
die
this.
hard for the sheepdog. It couldn't stop rounding them up.
I'm gonna use that.
Ugh, I wish I could cut you out of the equation.
Look, we all need a breather sometimes. What'd you think about the great
Fucking love
Q&As that
Yukari.
you did?
Oh, Yukari's so great. I'd like to hear another.
Ah, quite the studious young man, aren't you? Then allow me to give you my best lecture yet.
I love how Yukari's just staring at him like, dude,
Dude, please.
please.
Junpei, please. Like,
Stupay, you're starting to infect his mind too.
Stupe, ace
If we
defective.
keep humoring you, it's going to impact our studies too.
More like,
Or maybe we should just let you fail. Find out what Kirijo-senpai's consequences are like firsthand.
you so rude.
Let's not get hasty here. I was just joking around. I'll get serious. I swear. Don't abandon me.
Oh, Junpei, I could never abandon you. I would just, I'd come back for you.
it's funny because, like, my favorite thing to notice throughout this game is just how the script is so
Oh,
This
feels like that. And you take that and
Then-
here.
like,
And,
not in a bad way,
Uh,
but like it feels
hey man. You mind
it feels
giving me a little help with this
juvenile
one?
in some senses. Like, not in like these obviously
look
like
who's
comedic
actually
effect
putting the
moments,
effort
but
in.
like
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It's very tropey.
not even
that joke I was
tropey, just
telling
like
earlier.
especially in
before the punchline
the
or
like
go
the
with
more
the flow?
serious moments in the game, like there's so
Why don't we
many
just
lines that
pretend
like
this guy
the
doesn't
delivery
exist
is
and
like
study on our
fine,
own?
but I feel like a lot of the deliveries in this game get held back by like how kind of bare bones the script is.
Yeah.
In some
I guess that's enough
instances,
studying for
which like
today.
obviously isn't the
Thanks to you,
actor's
I
fault
got a
like
lot more
at all,
done.
but then I
Right.
wonder like how is the localization process and like writing these scripts, because it feels very simple. Like the word choice is simple, like the general construction of the sentences feels simpler, not in a necessary like bad way, but like it is very jarring in certain aspects where I'm like, huh, that's a very simple way to write, like, oh, like, fuck you, dude, you did this really bad thing. Like, I don't know. There's something about the script that like rubs me in a weird way.
I totally get that. It's like the verbiage is not complicated.
Yes. I think I
think it's the same script as the original Persona 3, which might be why, because the localization was done like 2007.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assumed that would be the case.
So there's probably more literal translations.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now the question is, do I study with Maya, do stuff with Maya and get nothing? I feel like I do that, or I see Akinari, because he's there at the shrine now.
I don't think he's available yet.
I'll look. Can't hurt, right?
I would say Maya personally.
I think Maya is going to be the play, even if I don't upgrade with her. Like, unless I boost my stats. But I feel like getting Maya is... You have to take the leap at some point.
Yeah.
So, let me... Oh, who's available? Bunkichi? The old couple. Okay, no. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Yeah, Akinari isn't available until like August. I'll look. Who's gonna stop me, eh? Where you at, Akinari? You're not over here. I'm surprised you never knew I played tennis. I did a lot of tennis. Tennis was my sport.
I don't like if track. I could definitely understand me thinking that just because I know you run, but like I don't know. There's something about like tennis and you that like I don't know. The thought of you in like silly little booty shorts like doesn't really
I
equate in
was
my
not
mind.
in silly little booty shorts, so
The silly tennis shorts. They're shorter, aren't they?
not terribly.
But they're shorter than like regular shorts.
I mean, I wear shorts that are like that have a pretty high seam, all things considered.
You're a thigh short wearer.
I am a thigh short wearer. What? Do you have a problem with that?
It's just a little funny.
Why is it funny?
You know, just like male thigh.
No, explain it.
There's no explanation. It's just, you know.
No, I don't know.
Men and their thighs.
It's amazing commodity.
Men and their thighs. What about men and their thighs, Lou?
I don't know. Just like, it's like, I'm trying to think.
I'm a broke bitch. I can't buy this shit.
Bye-bye.
I don't know. Like, there's, like, I don't know. Shorts with guys specifically, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I've been conditioned to, like, you know, like, kind of, not side-eye, but just like, huh, I can see your thighs. That feels a little weird. Because I'm used to, like, you know, like, seeing the knees. Like, the knees down. Like, I feel like that is, like, a natural guy short sort of thing.
I see Maya. Maya and I are friends. Bye, Maya.
Wears thigh shorts.
I mean, like, yeah, I understand the implications and connotations that shorts that short at one point had. They may still have to some degree, but you know what? They're a lot more comfortable to me.
That's so valid. That is so fucking valid. I fucking hate shorts, frankly, but also I sweat like a bitch, so it's like I have to wear them in the summer.
Look, dude, you ask me to wear long pants in the summer, I will be like, fuck you, no.
Ikutsuki can get it.
No.
He can get it.
It's because of his turtleneck plus jacket combo.
It is the turtleneck plus jacket combo, the long hair, the puns, and like probably like
Hello.
like the very light like degradation he would be into.
I want to go to Tartarus.
Yes.
I want to go to I want to make friends. What are my friends doing? I'm doing groups. I'm gonna go to the arcade.
Yes.
Fuck you all.
All right.
I think my academics at this point should be
Yes,
fine, but
correct.
whatever.
The answer is May Blues. Next, for the following sentence.
Yeah?
What's the matter, Yuri? Feeling the May Blues?
I like Mitsuru. She's
It's nothing.
pretty. But Yukari, look at Yukari's outfit. That is
I
so
do love her
fucking
fit.
cute.
Kirijo-senpai,
It is a very cute fit.
About this question here,
God, I literally cannot choose.
Hey, dude.
Hey,
You
booty.
smell that? It's insane.
Smell what?
You know what I'm talking about? There's this floral scent coming from Kirijo-senpai's direction.
Yeah, dude. Every woman smells like lilacs, daisies, or rosips. It's one of those three.
Yeah,
Rosehips.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. To be honest, I can't get enough of it.
Oh, did it, like, come through weird?
I heard rosehips.
Oh, I said
So I was just
roses.
teasing you about it.
It's all good.
Now that's what I'm talking about, Sonata-san. Man, this is heaven. Such grace, such elegance. Truly the fragrance of the upper class.
Bro, you know she's right there, right?
As stimulating. Ah, I can almost taste the juicy tenderness.
Akihiko, what are you talking about? She is not a piece of meat.
What?
Oh, I was heating up a beef bowl for a late night snack. That was pretty good, right?
Ah, you got me, game. Ah ha 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 ha.
A beef bowl? That's what you were talking about?
I've been waiting for this.
Not you too.
I've been waiting for this.
Guys like us should be thinking with our, well, not our stomachs.
I will say again, like, Persona 3, as I get older, I realize I do really sound like Liam O'Brien in Persona 3. I can do that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonata-san, you don't happen to have any extra, do you?
Actually, no.
No eating until you've gotten some work done. Stay focused. Keep your hand moving.
Eating will help you stay focused, though. Mitsuru, what is this? The fucking gulag? What is this? The gulag?
Woo!
Almost level 3, probably.
Beef!
For goodness sake. All right, if you answer 5 more questions correctly, you can have your food.
What is he, a dog? Ah, yes, that one's not mixed quite right.
You're like a horse with a carrot dangled in its face.
I hate that I'm a voice
Mention of
actor.
food and you
I know all
finally
the
give a
secrets
crap.
now.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
All right, that should be enough for tonight. Make sure not to eat too much before bed.
There was a voice clip I heard in a game I was playing. I don't remember what it was, but like, I think it was this game where Mitsuru says a line and her voice, the audio clips in the read, and they keep it.
Yeah, there's one line specifically, I think it is from Mitsuru, where the enunciation isn't entirely on point, so
Yeah.
like she flubs the word, but they kept it for some reason, and I was like, oh.
Thanks for showing in, Revelp. Thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate you. Taking off from
Peace
work.
out.
See you later. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Oh my god, it's 10 o'clock.
9:55.
It's 10 o'clock, you round up.
All right, exam time.
All right, are you ready? Did you study?
Yep,
Are you prepared?
Let me get my notes out. I took notes. I'm the type of dude who takes notes while he plays video games. This is the kind of guy I am. I like knowledge and the pursuit of it. It brings me intrinsic joy.
Study boy.
I think you can do a lot of cool stuff. All right. Why don't I have a cat in my backpack, huh?
Hold up.
Because I fell asleep. She's kind of real.
You don't need to lie every time. You gotta study more. I forgot 5 vocabulary words. Listen to you. Excuse me.
Don't you know I'm the main character?
Yeah, look at my cool, non-generic design. All right. Morning.
Actually, wait. Interesting conversation topic.
Oh, I
How
use
do you
this music.
feel?
Or sorry, I need to say one thing. I used this music like whenever I had to write an essay during class, and they let us listen to music. I would listen to this. I would listen to this music while I was studying for high school. I would really do that. I was a persona, Kinney. Okay.
God. But I can see it.
But I still feel like I did pretty good. Uh-oh. Let's ban you. Goodbye. No.
Streamboo.com.
Goodbye. Don't read the link. But yeah, sorry, what was your question?
So this might be a me thing.
Yeah.
But I've been noticing recently, right? Specifically in like the video community.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like feel like, for lack of a better word, they think they're the main character.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like main character syndrome in like general? Like not even just in video, but just like in life.
Main character syndrome is one of those things like, some people don't know how to make sense of the world, and the only way to do so is to assume that, like, they have autonomy over everything and all things, and that it's all serving a greater purpose in their narrative. I think to apply narrative to your life is a bad idea, because there is no end until you die, right? So
Yeah.
there's just different things that happen. Which of the following did Léon Foucault? Oh, they got the jazz flute in this now. Used a pendulum. I personally do think that, like, you know, to some degree, it is important to, like, think of yourself and how you relate to the world around you. And, like, if there is a greater purpose with you in life and your life. But I don't think that, like, you can just assume that everything will work and revolve around you. Mm-hmm. Now, there are a lot of times where, like, haha, wow, happy things happen to me. Electricity, because a pantograph provides the electricity for the trains. Let me just confirm that with my notes. Yeah, it powers the train, so electricity is generated. Even if frictional heat technically is also true. I'm gonna ace these exams, dude. I'm pretty good at this.
I'm doing a little dance right now in my booth. I'm vibing.
Which historical period was when middens were most commonly used? That, I believe... I gotta look at that, 'cause I don't remember that one.
For some reason, my brain is saying Jomon.
I think it's probably Jomon. I'm looking at all my notes though, just to be
Asuka, like
from Ava. Let me
I
look
watched
at
the end of Ava not that long ago.
Oh, what'd you think? What a movie.
It was like the series as a whole was such an experience. Like
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
it was very good. I will definitely give it that. Like I understand why it is a classic and why people like hold it to such high regard. It is a very, very, very good piece of media.
It's just so good, dude. Jomon Piden. Yep. Okay. Cool. Jomon. Period. I wrote it down in my notes in Obsidian. I actually took notes on the game, and then I put them into my note system for this because I knew that that would happen. It's Jomon. That is the type of person I am. I'm the type of person who studies to succeed in the video games he plays. The entertainment. Not even just, like, in school or, like, you know, things you need to know how to do in the lab, at work, in life. I literally take notes and study the video games I play.
I mean, you're good in school, so, like, you gotta put that, like, extra education somewhere else.
By the way, I have a favor to ask. Choosing what day to explore Tartarus and leading the team. You don't seem to have any trouble doing it, so I want you to keep it up. That way, I can just focus on getting stronger. What do you say? I don't mind.
I owe you one.
Great. I already talked to Mitsuru, and she was fine with it. Good luck. Good luck. That's my fandub of Akihiko Persona 3.
Oh my god, don't post it on Twitter or else you'll never be able to work in the VO industry.
Oh my god, that would be bad. I feel like I did well. Let's go! Kiss my
I love
brain
Minato
biceps.
and his little exclamation points. He's a very happy dude.
Minato Arisato or Makoto
Yeah.
Yuki?
I think Makoto Yuki is a very dumb name.
Is a very fun name.
Dumb name.
Dumb name.
I'm not a big fan. Like, besides the fact that, like, I know one Makoto and her name is Nijima, like, there's something about, like, the surname of Yuki that just is, like, Makoto and Yuki just, like, the syllables don't feel right. There's no evenness to it.
You're right, there's no
Like,
rhythm.
Yeah! But, like, with Minato Arisato, same thing with, like, Akira
Minato
Kurusu.
Arisato.
It's, like, the same thing as, like, Akira Kurusu, because I fucking despise Ren Amamiya. I think that is the dumbest fucking name. And
Ren
I hate that that's
Amamiya?
canon. I fucking hate it.
I would say Amamiya, because I'm bad. Oh, should I hang out with Yuko, who Kat says is basically like you-coded?
Yeah, no. She's like the third person that said that.
Or should I hang out with Chihiro, who's just like Eren?
I love Chihiro.
Go hang out with
She's a
her.
very good girl.
Let's go hang out with her, why don't I?
Oh, hello there. Double booty, son.
Let's hang out with Chihiro. Right? Like No, I don't. No, it's not that. I just yeah. Like who are my options? I mean like is Kenji available? Kenji's not available. I got to hang out with Kenji at some point. Let's spend time with Chihiro.
Yes.
Let's do it. I like Chihiro. She's fun.
She's cute. I was gonna romance her until like the very end of her link, and I was like, nope, never mind.
Uh-oh.
Sorry to drag you along while I go shopping.
Oh, no.
She like pulls a weird thing that is in character, but I was like, girl, I get it, but like, nah.
If you say so. But, thank you.
It was one
I was
shy
so
bitch over
busy
another shy
searching
bitch.
through the books. I'm sorry if I ignored you.
It's okay.
I'm sorry it took so long.
Rejecting Chihiro is a canon event? Oh, no.
This place has so many interesting books. I was having a bit of trouble deciding. Do you read much, Senpai?
She called me senpai! She called me senpai! Huh. I read the manga. I read the classics.
Really? I didn't think you'd be into that kind of thing.
No, I am. I
The
like
classics
Moby
aren't
Dick.
very entertaining, but I can respect what the authors are trying to accomplish.
There's something about being cultured.
Oh, I'm sorry. This, probably isn't the best place to talk. The shop owners probably wouldn't want us standing here either. Hey, senpai?
Oh, I love Aaron.
Is it boring for you to hang around with, someone like me?
I'm having fun. Yeah, it's a drag.
Fuck you, bitch.
Eat shit.
What a relief. I've been so worried about that this entire time.
Eat shit, Chihiro.
Well, today I was able to, say what was on my mind to you. I want to stop being so afraid of everything, and I want to be able to talk to other people. My homeroom teacher, Mr. Takanozuka, he gives me a lot of class-related tasks. But I'm always so scared that all I can do is nod.
Why are you so afraid?
Well, it's not much of a story, but my dad is a very scary person.
Oh, man.
I'm not living with him anymore.
Oh, good.
I can still remember the face he made when he got mad. So, whenever I see a man now, all I can think of is that face.
The daddy issues run deep.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I'm really happy that you care. Thank you.
Yes, my relationship with Chihiro has grown. Dude, now do you understand why Memories of You just fucking kills me?
I'll see you at
Yeah. Good game. Very good game.
I was telling Kat this. I listen to that song whenever, like, I leave somewhere. As I'm leaving.
You're back.
Senpai, I hear you made a full recovery.
Congrats, man.
I gotta catch up on my training. I've basically been slacking off for a whole month.
Shouldn't you take it easy though? You don't want to re-injure your arm.
I've already wasted enough time. Besides, we found another Persona user.
Who? Me.
We did? Sweet. Are they a girl?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a second year who goes to our school.
What's her name?
Fuka Yamagishi. Do you guys know her?
Oh my gosh!
It's folks.
Yamagishi? I think she's in class E.
Let's do the Fuka
I
Fuka!
don't see her at school very much. She gets sick a lot from what I heard.
She was at the same hospital as me. That's how we found out about her. But considering her health, she probably won't be able to fight. It's too bad. We already had an evoker ready for her too.
Fuka has a really cool sense of, like, style.
What?
She's such
We're
a
giving
gal.
up on her already?
Everyone's big on turtlenecks, and I'm, like, actually kind of about it.
But I was gonna offer her some private lessons.
Junpei.
Why are you looking at me like that? Come on. Just quit it, okay?
Junpei, you don't get to hit it and quit it. So we're not gonna quit it here. Hey, Mitsu, we're going to Tartarus tonight, probably. I gotta stock...
Sorry, my mistake.
Wait, that was a cute line.
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah.
He sounds so awkward.
He's like, he probably flubbed a line and was like, he's just said it. And then they're like, actually, that's really good. We're gonna keep that one. He's like, oh, okay. But more girl power is good.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, Junpei aside. I like Yucatan. Yucatan, baby. Alright, let's go to Tartarus. I'm gonna go to Tartarus. I wanna go to Tartarus.
Let's see.
Look at her, she's leaning over her shoulder. Let's go to Tartarus, hey?
Let's go then. Okay.
To the dark hour we go.
We're going into the dark hour, and now we can just talk about bullshit and whatever, and we don't have to worry about any plot devices and going in our way. Now I can use Akihiko.
All right, it's finally time.
Akihiko from Persona 3.
Guys, but that's over now.
We're counting on you. I mean,
I've been preparing for this day. You won't be disappointed. I'll follow whatever orders you give.
Whatever.
You're the leader here.
Let's hear that again.
I'll follow whatever orders you
Whatever.
give. I'll make up for all that time I lost before you know it. Plus, I've got to show my stuff as one of the veteran members. Just make sure to put me in the advanced team.
Teams are 4 in this game, so we're so fucking back.
It's not like we can put you anywhere else, Akihiko.
Akihiko, we can put you in the basement. Put you in the closet.
Marvelous.
I got more Twilight fragments. What are your requests? What do you got?
Here
What do you
are
got?
my requests. Wonderful.
Bufala.
Most excellent.
Okay.
Wonderful.
My mom's so funny.
What'd she
Sometimes
do?
she'll just, like, she just sent me a random like building. I don't know if it's the Toronto Tower or
The CN Tower.
yeah, I don't know. It's some big tower, but she says nothing. She forwarded it. It was on WhatsApp, so she forwarded it from someone. Says absolutely nothing. But then she'll get mad. She's like, "Oh, you didn't see what I sent you," so I have to like respond. But like, I feel like I sound so boring because I was like, "Cool."
Very well.
I don't know what this is, but thanks.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Thank you. Okay, what items do I have? Do I have enough? Okay, I've got some good stuff. All right, we're probably gonna do mostly Tartarus for the rest of this stream, by the way. So
Fuck yeah.
It'll be a lot of chilling and chatting and... Oh, I should probably save before I go in. That might be, might be smart.
I got my cheeks club running a battle against like one of the tougher enemies in Tartarus, and I hadn't saved, so I lost like 3 to 5 floors of progress, which wasn't bad. But like, I was so upset because I was like, what do you mean that I can't just like, you know, redo the fight?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to floor 28 just because like I've already mapped it out. It'd be good to have Akihiko. I'm gonna equip Archangel and it'll be good. I always have to like remind myself how to fucking play well in this game after like coming back to it and going to Tartarus and everything. You know what I mean?
Nah, you just fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball, yeah. We Balderus. Nah.
I think I only had like 3 deaths across my entire playtime.
I haven't
and
died.
that was mostly like a fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. Like, I try to use a modicum of strategy.
Yo, there's a shadow.
But I'm not, like, trying to be, like, the most optimal player at this point.
Yeah.
Alright. What do you have, Akihiko? Oh, you have Zio and Mazio. Well, let's just do that.
It's my turn.
Yeah? Okay. Angry face. Oh, hell yes. I've been waiting for this. Shuffle time. Shuffle time. Shuffle time. Shuffle time. Ooh. Let's get Rakukaja, I think, because money... Let's do Rakukaja. I should probably use my cards at some point. I've been stockpiling a lot of them.
Yeah, no, I had so many of them by the end game.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
That sounds like Amelia Watson.
Is that?
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
Now, don't say that you would do a better Yukari.
Oh no, I've done a Yukari test before. If I'm like specifically trying to gun for how like in the nose high pitched her Yukari is, I can't even fucking say her persona name. Like EO and my higher register don't work.
Yeah.
This limestone cave thingy is actually kind of pretty.
Yeah? Here it comes. It's time to disturb the peace.
It's a group of 3. You have the initiative.
Oh my god, that's an intense, like, do it, Polydeuces.
Not bad, Akihiko.
You mind?
You mind? Blah.
There, you can
Blah, I said, blah, you know, that blah. Oh, yeah. My, blah, 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 blah. You're about half a second delayed.
Fuck! I blame Discord.
It's okay. I flat out love this battle theme because it manages to make, like, it captures the same thing that, like, Mass Destruction does, where, like, you feel really cool when you, like, pull off a thing in line with the music.
Mm-hmm.
Temperance. I can buy Orpheus again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Buy Orpheus.
And honestly, I think Orpheus is one of those personas where, like, you max them out at, like, level 7, so
Yeah.
it's like you're not missing out of much.
Yeah.
That certainly went well.
Exactly. So I'm not too concerned, but, like, I do, like, I was like, I don't want to get rid of Orpheus. What if he's actually good? Because I forgot initially that you can just buy personas.
We heading up these stairs?
No, we're looking for treasures. All right. I gotta get a guy that reflects physical. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what that guy would be, but yeah.
I gotta get one of them.
One of those dudes.
One of them guys who reflects physical. IDK. No, okay. You...
Decarabia.
Yeah, I gotta tell you. Okay, see, I was like, yeah, fighting dudes at midnight. Fighting evil dudes at midnight. I played in orgs. Online reality games, which are basically like Survivor online. Sometimes rounds would go till midnight. And so I was fighting evil dudes at midnight.
Okay, I thought, okay. You said that, and I was thinking of, like, those IRL, like, scavenger hunts where, like, they'll post something online.
Oh, you're
and then
thinking
just,
of, yeah, I know what you're thinking of.
I was like, your parents let you go out in the middle of the night?
No, I
And
didn't.
do something like that?
No, I did not do that. Let's try, Zio. Oh, yeah, you're weak to Zio. Yes. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but...
The enemy's weak to electricity.
You mind? Yeah, so I was up late some nights playing those, and that's why I was sleepy the next day. Oh my god, this guy has so much fucking HP. What the hell?
He's a big dude.
I should have used, the all-out attack. I just misclicked. Here it is.
All out attack.
Baby, baby. Da 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 da.
It's such a good fucking battle theme, especially for, like, given how things go in this dungeon. Let's raise Akihiko's defense. It seems like a good idea. Can you imagine playing this game and not having the control over your party members?
I would, no, because the amount of times that I've died have been because of, like, things on my case where, like, oh, okay, I didn't heal here, that was my mistake, or, like, you know, I didn't prep for this big attack, that was my mistake. Like,
yeah.
I can own up for those. But the thought of not having control of my party members and them doing some bullshit, especially Yukari, because for some reason, my Yukari's AI was just dumb.
Yeah, she keeps missing,
Like,
or she fucks up or does dumb shit.
Yes.
Yep,
Oh, and
there's a reason why all the OGP3 fans hate Yukari. She just misses every time. And there's so many memes about her missing.
God, she dies so easily. Like, every time I used her, and I carried her into the final fight because I'm like, I'm not doing this fight without a healer. And it's like, just, oh, there's so many fights where I was just like, I would have to take each fucking, like, it was always, no, I was running Yukari, and I think, no, it was Junpei. Yeah, I would always use Junpei's turn to fucking heal her because I was always trying to do damage with the pro tag, and it was just, I was going through it.
Yeah, you were having a bad time. Let's finish him off. Oh, man.
And also, I don't know if it's just like, if they changed it from this game from the original, but like, Yukari's levels and like the skills that she learns in respective to those levels are like really terrible. Like, she gets Meteorama so fucking late. It
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah, there's definitely like reasons why people don't like using her.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
But you know, I mean, like, I'm experimenting. Yes, Yucatan, it is. I got a Makoha jam, a jam, as it were.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, in high school, going back to high school and the things I did in high school, I definitely played tennis. I was in Quiz Bowl. I was in orchestra for up until my junior year. I did IB. I did the diploma. I got my IB diploma. I was one of the leaders of NHS, the National Honor Society, and at our school, I was involved in improv my senior year. I took tennis drills outside of classes, and beyond that, I had a girlfriend. I did a lot.
You were very, very productive in high school.
I studied on the weekends. I had a job. I had a job. I studied on weekends. I did not really like... I didn't really go out to party or drink or anything, which is fine because in the grand scheme of things, like, I didn't like the people who were throwing the parties. I went to a ton of parties in college, and that was fun. So,
You were very well-rounded.
I know how to manage my time. And I will say a good fraction of that is just thinking about life in terms of, like, persona mechanics. This is not a joke. This is actually how I sort of, like, thought about how I managed my time in high school. With social links.
Fuck, whatever works, man.
I know. Like, it's not stupid if it worked, right?
We don't
Yeah.
see that kind of chest often.
It's definitely not stupid if it works.
I'm literally in, like, the top PhD program for nuclear engineering in the United States. Like,
Shadows are getting even stronger, huh?
so you tell me, right? Like, yeah.
So I'm curious now.
Okay.
Because like T3, for instance, they separated into like morning, like, you know, ignoring school time, and then afternoon, evening. Like,
Yeah.
how did you divvy that up in terms of like hours of the day?
Well, I'd go to school. I made sure that I was not at any, like, extracurriculars that were in the morning. Because there was chamber orchestra that you could do, but that started at 6:20 a.m. And I am not about that life, you know? My brother did that, and that stunk, dude. And so I made sure that during the day, my academics, during lunch, I would go to the library and just sort of fuck around. If I had homework, I'd work on stuff there. If I had, you know, if I had things after school that needed doing, then I would, like, try to get the homework done during lunch, you know? I was that kind of kid. And it worked really well, in my opinion, because it allowed me to socialize with people at lunch for a little bit, and then I'd get a pass to the library and just do stuff from there. And then after school, I'd either have tennis, or I'd go home and go to tennis drills. I didn't do any, or I'd go to Quiz Bowl, which was on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I didn't go to Quiz Bowl during the tennis season, but Quiz Bowl also didn't happen during the tennis season. So it worked out really nicely.
Okay.
And then, I sort of... The extracurriculars I did sort of worked out really nicely with each other. I didn't try and do, like, track or cross-country because that was a little more time commitment than I had, and I wasn't a fast runner. I had bursitis when I was in high school tennis. It's a condition where, like, the joint in my knee did not produce enough, like, lubricant to cushion my knee well. And it came from the fact that, like, the amount of, like, weight loading and unloading I was putting on my knees while playing, fucked up my knees. So essentially, you know, I my extracurriculars worked out really nicely, and then I'd come home and play in my orgs. And that was pretty cool. Yeah, usually, like, I studied on the bus between, like, tennis matches, or I would... Like, I never really studied at home. I almost always studied on the weekends. Like, the nights, like, yeah, I'd work on homework if I need to, or projects as I needed to. But, like, otherwise I'd spend my entire weekend, Saturday or Sunday, doing homework. And I also had a job that, basically, it was a gymnasium attendant job where I sat in a closet in the gym and helped set up and tear down the gym. So that way, I'd show up like a half hour before the group wanted to rent. I'd stay a half hour afterward. But while they rented, I just had to be there in case they needed me for anything. And usually they didn't. So as a result, I would just do my homework.
Yeah.
So that usually I try to get at least 2 to 3 shifts a week because, like, also it paid, you know, and, like, I'm about getting paid. So I was there doing, like, it was a fine balance, to put it very simply. I did not play many video games. I was too busy playing these orgs, which started at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and usually ran until 11 o'clock, and it was posting on forums playing Survivor Sunday through Thursday.
Jesus.
And wouldn't you know, I only won once.
I mean, better than none.
I took 5th place 8 times out of the 40 games I played.
Teamwork, everyone. Now on to the next.
Listen, I definitely should not have spent as much time doing those as I did, but it did make me very aware of, like, you know, how to read when someone's bullshitting me and how to not be a sociopath. And how to be a sociopath.
Oh, God.
How to lie to people to their faces.
Keep your eyes peeled.
How to make small talk.
I mean, all valuable things.
A single enemy detected.
One step at a time.
I look a little side-eyed at, like, the sociopath stuff, but, like these are valid things to learn.
Yeah, you know. I think that, you know, the gimmick of the game, right, is, like, it's a game fraught on, like, trust and deception and, like, you know, making friends. So, like, lying to people's faces, basically. I got very good at doing that. Or, like, removing emotions from, like, decisions in the game. Because it was a game, you know? It was not real life.
Yeah.
And that is how I justified it. Though some people took it a bit more seriously than others, and as a result, like, I definitely lost a lot of friendships from a game one time where, like, it was an all-star game, and, like, I used friendship outside of the game to get ahead, and then I didn't even win. And I lost a friendship, which, like, you know, you learn. These are things that you just... I think, like, as you mature, you have to learn that your actions have consequences. And this is one of those where, like, again, I learned that. And that was me at, like, 18, you know?
Yeah.
Doing pretty well.
Like, you can't just be an asshole to people in the context of, oh, I was playing this game and I wanted to win because I believe that in order for me to have, like, merit in this society, I need to be better than people. You know, like, that just doesn't really work well.
Yeah.
So that was, like, I don't regret that time, but I do think that, like, I could have spent it better. What game was this? This was an online forum game where I played Survivor. We would assume roles of, like, people who had been on the show to stay anonymous so that, like, every game was a fresh start. Or at least, like, a relatively fresh start. Like, obviously, if you play with someone enough, you start to learn, like, how they talk and how they type. And how they are good or not good at challenges, and you can sort of identify people from there. But, like, that takes the fun out of it, you know? Like, the whole point is you're anonymized for a reason. And so that way you can play in games and not have, like, someone's ego just be like, oh, I'm better than you are, so I should do the review. Or, like, you know, the idea that they've won a bunch of games, so I want to align with them, or, like, their reputation. Like, the fact that they were anonymous meant, like, no one had a reputation. and that made it like a more equal playing field. I would always just get 5th. I was never the first one voted out. I take pride in that. I was never the second person voted out. I take pride in that. You laugh, but like, it's a real point of pride. I was never voted out first, and I was never voted out because I was inactive. I always tried to be there. I never just got the login and was never present. You know what I mean? Like, I tried every time.
The enemy's nearby.
I won awards for this. In 2016, I won award for Best Showmance. I beat out myself. I was nominated for 2 different showmances that year.
What?
It was me. I won by role-playing Survivor while also role-playing Lapidot from Steven Universe. I was Lapis, and Peridot was my partner, and we role-played that as we also played Survivor.
God.
And I won an award. I won a real award for this. I beat out myself playing Rise from Persona 4.
God.
Shipped with Koryumi in this game.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a Persona game. It was like characters from Persona 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And Rise and Toryumi.
It's a teacher-student thing.
Oh, voltage.
It was bad.
Oh, voltage.
It was not. I was disappointed that one didn't win. I wanted that one to win.
Oh, voltage.
Yeah, Bufu got it. That's right. I'm sad that Rise and Toryumi didn't win that. They should have. Their showmance was way better because they both made it to the final 3. Yeah, the final 3 of the Persona game that I was in was me and 2 others. It was Mitsuru, Rise, and Toryumi. It was the best fucking final 3.
God.
Oh, it was so good. Though I did have to vote out Koromaru.
No!
Someone was playing Koromaru. I don't think that's fair, you know?
It doesn't look like you can
Like, if you're playing Koromaru in a game where it's like... where you're voting people out and you have to lie to people and someone's gonna play as the dog? Like, come on, that is so not fair.
I got a point. But Maru.
I won Best Confessional for that game as well. Because my confessional was great. I showed up, I typed wasted confessionals. That was fun. I was drunk and I'd go and like verb dump into my confessional and whatnot. But I'd also like make them, I'd use a gif of Rise at every start to reflect how I was feeling, and I'd write like 8 paragraphs about where I was in the game. And I should have won that game. People say like retroactively, they voted for Mitsuru because they had biases of Mitsuru versus Rise. They liked the character Mitsuru more. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I made the moves. I made these cutthroat moves so that by the final 7, I had a guaranteed way to the final 3, assuming I won the challenge at final 7, and I did. And I made it to the end, and everyone was jealous because, like, they were mad that I did that. So, they were mad that, like, I just did it, and I was cocky about it. Oh well, I was like 17 at the time, so, you know, I was 17 at the time. I didn't quite understand how to navigate scenes where I'm cocky, you know what I mean?
Stop.
So yeah, that was the Persona org I played. The one I got 2nd place, probably my favorite org.
Sometimes we
Ever.
face some pretty tough enemies, but they spice things up every now and then.
That was
You
very
know,
fun.
I'm just so fascinated.
I live
Because,
a...
like,
Yeah, tell me why.
no, because, like, I didn't do shit when I was a teenager. I didn't start, like, living until, like, maybe the past, like, 4 or 5 years.
Oh man.
Don't tell me.
In senior year of high school, I decided I was gonna go. My girlfriend and I, we dated junior year and then we broke up. So senior year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Because, like, I'm not gonna see any of these people again if I can help it. Like, I'm straight up, like, I'm leaving the state to go to college. I am going to college. I don't intend on like working in Minnesota. Which nowadays I would probably work in Minnesota. It would be cool. I did make some friends from high school, but like a lot of people in my high school, I'm just like, I'm not friends with them. Like, I'm only somewhat related to them on like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, but like I'm not close with a lot of people from high school. And I think that's fine. But like my senior year was like, well, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I feel. So like my senior year, I went to football games and tailgates at high school football games, right? And there was a girl who had transferred from Missouri to our school. And she was like, she didn't know anyone. So I just started acting like really cool, you know? And I don't mean to say like cool, like I was putting on a show. I literally just meant like, I was just doing whatever like felt natural without forcing it. Because I was like, oh, she's pretty. Maybe I'll get her to like me. You know what I mean? And like, she thought that I smoked so much weed. She thought I was like this baddest dude in high school. And everyone who spoke with her was like, no, he's a huge nerd. And she was like, really? He doesn't seem like it. And I was, you know, nothing happened between us or anything. Because like very quickly I was like, this seems like a bad idea. When I ran into her at a football game and she was like actually really drunk at a football game in high school, it's like, well, maybe let's not do that. But it was the sign. It was the sign that like I can do whatever the hell I want so long as I don't get caught. And so I would go out to parties after football games. And the way that I did it, it does sound a bit of like, you know, some people might say that this is loser behavior where like you're only getting invited because you're taking people there. But my plan was never to drink alcohol at these parties, right? And so I was like, yeah, I'll go and I'll drive you and I'll meet new people and it'll be fine. And so, do I have a way to deal with that? Yes, no. I don't. That's okay. So like I just went to parties and like drove people places there and like they would let me in and like I wasn't gonna drink the alcohol and I was being a decent guy. I wasn't like, frankly, I wasn't trying to really like hook up at a house party, you know? That just seems like bad practice, you know what I mean? And so essentially I would just go and do that and I met a lot of people and I got a lot of people's Snapchats and like I met someone who was going to the same college as me and we like were friends for about a week in college until we met other people who were more in line with our interests. But you know, like just the fact that I was even there was really good for me. Even if some people, my parents were like, hey, maybe don't go to parties where there's alcohol. You might get in real trouble. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not drinking. And they were like, well, you might get cited anyway. And I was like, and they said, what happens if like you got kicked off the tennis team? And joke's on them, I would have been totally okay with that senior year because I really did not enjoy tennis that year. But like then they said, what happens if you got your offer to college revoked? I'd be like, oh, that's not great. But it didn't scare me enough to like not have me go to those parties. So I went to parties in high school. I went to a lot of them.
They were kind of onto something though, because like you could get in trouble just by like being
yes, absolutely
in that environment.
Yes, totally.
But like, who cares?
You know,
you didn't get in trouble, so it doesn't matter.
I talked with my dad about this later, and like I've read my dad's yearbook, and like my dad went to parties all the time in high school. The difference was the drinking age was 18. And he was in rural Iowa, you know? So, like, there was a culture difference there. But,
Iowa.
Yes, my parents both grew up in Iowa.
With every battle, I can feel myself growing stronger.
Yeah?
Just Iowa. Go on.
No, I mean, like, so he said, I think it was good for you to be able to go out and, experience these things. Though I wish you hadn't been as, like, reckless with it as you were. But he would, like, wait at home on the couch, and, like, I'd always be home a little after midnight at the very latest, usually. So, like, you know, as long as I maintained an open channel of communication, they were like, just don't do anything dumb. And it worked out great. Basically, this is something really weird that I've learned to acknowledge recently is like, my parents were so hands-off with me.
Yeah.
Like, when in elementary school, you know, grades don't matter, but they still cared a little bit, but by the time, after my 1 C+ in middle school, where like I got scared straight basically, afterward I basically got straight A's, and so they didn't even bother asking me if I'd finished all my homework because I would. But that also meant that like I had to develop that like discipline and passion for learning on my own as a result, and that has kind of like continued and gotten me to where I am today as like a researcher, basically. That's literally what I do. The thing is though, if my brother hadn't been struggling in classes, love you, I don't know if I would have been as self-sufficient with my studies as I am. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I definitely learned about myself, and like even the hands-offness translated to going out and partying in my social life. They were just like, do what you want, just let us know where you are and come home before midnight. And or let us know if you're going to be after midnight. If you're home after 1, you are in trouble, but we're not going to be awake to meet you. Like, Dad goes to bed at 12:30 on Friday nights if you're out.
Let's see.
One of you will split up and canvass the floor. We'll explore more efficiently. Oh, let's not. I think there is merit to doing this on bigger floors, but not right now. After combat, you can scout. If you scout the area, you might temporarily leave the That's the noise. You hear that? That was a noise.
Yeah, I was like, is that from the game?
Yes.
2 targets detected. They have the advantage.
Makes me, slightly concerned, but only a little.
Nah, you're good.
I'm fine. There's nothing here that might be stalking me. Nothing at all.
I don't think it could even spawn this early.
It can. It can. Yeah. It can spawn
Really?
it can spawn as early as floor 35.
I thought it was locked behind, like, Luca joining the party.
No, I'm pretty sure it can join. It might be that, but I don't know.
I know there's a very specific, like, tutorial where it's like, oh, if you linger too long, but it's like post.
I guess I don't know. I haven't actually found it yet, of course.
I guess we're waiting for it now. We should just chill for a
Yeah, I'll just hang out. I got the full arcane. I like the EXP boosts. You gotta understand, one thing about me is I enjoy grinding if it's fun.
Yeah.
If it's at least somewhat compelling, I'm going to like it. That is a cool thing. Let's equip that to Akihiko. No, accessory, leather gloves. Reduce slash ward, ice charm, dodge ice. Okay, so we got stuff. What do leather gloves do? They do nothing. Fuck that. Power band. Do a life slash here. Yukari's got the 10 plus SP. That's pretty good. Junpei, what do you got? Power band. Yeah, that's probably fine. I don't want to specialize in anything until I know that I'm gonna need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the stairs. Let's go up the stairs. I like going upstairs.
Let's see.
Yay-haw!
I like the stairs. What? So you were a nerd loser in high school?
I was actually the opposite. I had a case of the,
I think they're finally
like-
getting used to seeing these faces everywhere.
I don't even explain this. I was very much into like nerd stuff, but I was very much afraid to like openly express that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I faked a lot of my personality throughout like middle and high school. Middle school was kind of where like the shift happened, where like, you know, people stopped watching Disney Channel and suddenly they were watching Grey's Anatomy and The Office. So like I forced myself to like sit down and watch like 3 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. I do not remember anything, so don't ask me anything. And the seasons of The Office, that show is not fucking funny, by the way. Just to like fit in, quote unquote, and it wasn't until like late freshman, early sophomore year of high school where I was kind of just like, maybe I could stop caring a little bit.
Yeah.
And then by the time like senior year hit, especially with the pandemic, I just completely stopped caring. So like it's like the past like maybe like 5 to 6, 7 years, it's kind of been like me reclaiming what I never really allowed myself to have in my childhood.
Hell yeah.
Like me being openly like unashamed of, you know, me being a nerd,
Being
me being
passionately
something.
nerdy.
Yes, and it's been very liberating.
Being yourself.
Yeah, God, what a funny fucking concept.
Crazy how that works. You know, that's the theme of Persona 4.
Yeah. I love Rise specifically because like her whole thing of like questioning, you know, the different aspects of herself and which one is the real her, and you know, her not really understanding that they're all aspects of her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I struggled with that a lot too, where I was like, you know, I always used to think like, oh, was the personality that I put on in high school and like the friends that I made in high school who like, you know, became friends with like a version of me that like I don't consider as real, like, you know, is that me at the end of the day? And at the end of the day it was like, yes, that is me. It is all me. Like, you know, whether it was for coping or for fitting in or whatever you want to call it, like there's still aspects of me that are, you know, a part of my personality and experiences that still shifted and created the person I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being
Like-
yourself. It kicks ass.
Self-actualization.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like a lot of myself, I was never not myself, but like it varied from group to group for sure.
Yeah.
There was a girl like there were a couple girls like in the grade above me who like, you know, I didn't think, it's hard to express. Like nowadays one of them, she's like a cosplayer with like a slightly significant following. Like
Damn.
tens of thousands of followers on Twitter and stuff.
Damn.
So like, you know, she and I went to high school together and like did all that, but I had no idea that she like even liked anime. And frankly, it's one of those situations where she probably didn't tell many people because she didn't want to be like ostracized for it in some capacity,
Yeah.
you know? Like
I can only imagine it was like worse for like your generation going into high school. I say generation. but,
my
like,
generation, as if it's
your age group.
yeah.
Like going through because what year did you graduate high school?
2016.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So like I started high school in 2016.
Right.
So,
you are the same year of school as my brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he graduated in 2019.
I graduated in 2020.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. You were like, you started high school the year I started college.
Yeah. So like that weird sort of like, because it wasn't as bad as like the early 2000s and like, you know, the mid 2000s where it was like that, like, oh, the bitch is Naruto running in the hallway and like you like, you know how bad anime conventions were back then, but it's
Flop
like
mode, yaoi paddle.
the 2010s, like
The Haruhis.
it was the 2010s I feel like had a smaller shift where it was like, you know, like Funimation was a thing, and it was like, you know, starting to grow as like a company, and like, you know,
Yeah.
dubbed anime, and like so much stuff was getting like brought over to like the West. So like, not that it was becoming more accepted and like normalized, but it was something that like
It started.
yes. So, but even then, it didn't really leave the connotation of like, oh, you watch anime? That's kind of gross.
That's kind
And,
of
like, it
cringe,
also
brother.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe. And then like it also didn't help that like at least for my school, like the people that were considered like nerdy, quote unquote, were like the people that like didn't really like, let's just say, put effort into themselves.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
yeah,
that's. I mean,
so
that's
it's
how it
like-
was. I think with most anime clubs in high school.
Yeah, which again, like, I get it, you know, especially that young, but like, I don't know, like the connotation kind of like takes on its own beast, and then it's like, especially for like a girl with like severe identity issues and like, you know, the people pleaser in me, like,
Right.
the thought of being anything less than like, you know, generally likable, anything that could threaten that essentially was like terrifying for me.
Oh, totally.
So, like, it wasn't until like sophomore year where like I would always come to like school early because like my mom would drop me off, because high school was when I stopped taking the bus because they wouldn't let me take the bus anymore.
Oh yeah.
So my mom would drive me to school in the mornings and before until I got my license. So she would always drop me off early as fuck because she's like, I want to drop you off and then go back to sleep. So I would always be at school by like 6:45, 7 o'clock. And I would just sit in the hallways like waiting for like stuff to happen. So I would be listening to like Spotify and stuff. You know, this was before like I had Spotify Premium and stuff.
So you
I
had
was,
the
like-
advertisements.
Yeah, I had the advertisements, but I had a playlist designated for like my like anime OPs, and I was
Yeah.
really big into Fairy Tail at the time because that was the first anime. that I
Oh
started
man,
with.
you were a Lucy Hartfilia fan?
I was a Lucy Hartfilia fan. Loki was like my first anime crush.
Hell yeah, she's pretty
Um,
friggin' exaggerated.
Yeah, she's a girl's girl though.
She sure is.
Fun fact, actually, like cycling off of that.
Yeah.
There is a video on YouTube of like the behind the scenes of how they dubbed Fairy Tail with Jeremy Lay. And that video was like the first time that I ever got to like see anything regarding voice acting.
Oh yeah.
So like in a long-winded tunnel, that video was what kind of triggered the whole thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I need to meet Jeremy one day and like tell her that, but because I told Amelie the same thing, because there's another long-winded tunnel through like Amelie's covers that also got me into VO. There's a lot of different winding tunnels in that fucking long trek of time. But back to the main point.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Fairy Tail.
No, please ramble, because frankly, like, you know, this makes it interesting. A little more interesting.
Gives more layers. RA lore.
Yeah. Okay, cool. There it is.
Yeah, so it was one morning, Snow Fairy had come on shuffle, and one of my friends at the time, he like looked over, and he was like, oh my god, wait, you watch Fairy Tail too? And like the amount of relief that fell over my face and like my body, like I finally felt relaxed. Like I didn't feel on edge. Because like one of my friends was like so like, you know, oh my god, like, you know, we have this common interest, and I was like, holy shit, there's people that are like normal that like this, or like quote unquote normal that like this. And it was such a relief that like me and him bonded like for a really long time throughout high school, because
Nice.
like we would come over and talk about anime and stuff, and it was like the first friendship where I truly felt like I could like just not have to put up a front, and it was very relieving for me. But like pandemic time, like I know a lot of people really hated like COVID for, you know, what it did to like the world and, you know, to what it did to people's lives, and I think that's a completely valid and, you know, a feeling that should exist, because COVID really did stop everything. But I could not imagine the person I would be without it.
Yeah, same.
So like I value what it gave me in terms of my character development. So like I would 1000% do over quarantine.
Fuck. Oh no.
Nice job.
Oh no, lovers shits. Okay, this is fine actually. Let's. Okay, you're not weak to piercing. Are you weak to punches? No. You are not. Are you weak to slashes? No. Oh, but Junpei is actually, that's not bad. Are you weak to Agi? You're not weak to Agi. Are you weak to Bufu? So you can heal each other. Are you weak to Garu? You are!
Yo!
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I would not be where I am right now if I didn't like do what I did during the pandemic. You know, like it's where I got my start in voiceover. I mean, I did stuff beforehand too, but that was what really pushed me. And I think that's true for a lot of people. I know that's true for Capritano. I know that's true for like, you know, more people.
For me, it was like honestly, it was like one of those like. There's an alternate timeline where I did not go as hard into VO as I have currently, simply due to the fact that I was set to dorm my freshman year. And the pandemic happened, and I'm like, I'm not spending $5,000 to do exactly what I could be doing at home for free.
Yeah.
So because I stayed home and, you know, I was working full time at the time, you know, I had a lot of money to spare. Like, that's when I was able to really, like, set aside the time and money. That's when I recorded my first demo, as terrible as it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, it kind of kickstarted the whole momentum, and, you know, fucking 4 years later, I have ages. Like, what the fuck?
Here we are, 4 years later.
4 years later, Jesus.
Yeah, here we are. Doing shit. Fucking around Zionga. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad.
You're okay.
Let's, you use Zio, so you're probably resistant to it.
Also, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Have fun. Chat. He says, I'll go with. Good stuff. Okay, let's try using Unicorn. See what it can do. It's not weak to light. I should probably heal at some point, too. What are you weak to? Are you weak to Augie? You're weak to Augie, unless this is a crit. You're weak to Augie. Cool, 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 cool. Chat, do you have any fun high school stories? Chat, do you think high school was good for you? Bad for you? I think high school, all things considered, now that I'm almost 10 years removed from it, I think it is probably a good thing. Like, my high school experiences ultimately, I think, were not bad. Like, there were ones that were obviously that could be better, and there are obviously ones that could be worse. But all in all, I did fun stuff. I did a lot of fun stuff. I can't complain.
You hit a weak spot. That dealt some damage.
It sure did. Let me do an all out.
Not bad, Iori.
Crit! Good work, Yukari. That didn't do much, though. Zionga, and now I'm not weak to it, so, eat my butt. Eat my ass, kiss my ass, yeah. This is like the lowest form of commentary where you make lyrics to the song that's playing. I'm sorry, chat. I know better than to do that. I did that a lot as a youth. I didn't make Let's Plays in high school, though. That was like the one thing I didn't do, and I tried to get back into it once I got the opportunity to, because Let's Plays are fun. I mean, this is a Let's Play right here. Except this is different. I wish I did things differently in high school and college but that's a discussion for another time. I feel like everyone, to some degree, feels that they could have done things better. But, like, what are you supposed to do? Do it perfectly? How would you even know how to do it perfectly? I argue that you wouldn't be able to know what to do in the first place, so you shouldn't worry about it.
Like with bears?
Yeah. I argue that, like, there's no way in knowing how to do high school perfectly at all, so it's not worth, like, lamenting that you didn't do it perfectly, or I would do different things. Like, yeah, I mean, that's very reasonable to feel, but, like, I think it's ultimately a very loaded lamentation because, like, everyone would do something different. I can't think of anyone...
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone who said, I did high school perfectly. I would never do anything different.
But it's your call.
You know?
I think one of my favorite quotes in regards to that is like, you made the best decision that you could with the information you had at the
Exactly.
time. So it's
Exactly.
like,
It's a group of 3. You have the initiative.
You know, you can obviously feel some, emotions like, yes, I wish I would have done this differently. But at the end of the day, you didn't know what you know now, so it's impossible to sit there and say, oh, I wish I did this, when you didn't have the capability to make that decision then and there.
Right, exactly. It's like, you only are saying this now that you have some hindsight, And like, I don't mean to say like, oh, don't do that, but like, it's hard to reasonably say like, oh yeah, I would have done this differently. I don't think you would. I think you would have, made the same decisions you made to get to where you are now. Uh-oh.
You've been knocked down.
Uh-oh. I do think that some of the decisions I made were motivated by, like, what the adults in my life expected of me, for sure. Oh, they're weak to Pierce. Yucatan shooting him down.
That hit the enemy's weakness. You're doing great, Takeba.
I love punching these evil birds. Venus Eagle. Venus Eagle, a good name.
Bring him back, please.
Yori's been knocked down. Someone cover him.
I gotta fucking deal with this shit. Look into my eyes and tell me the things that everybody about me behind my back.
It's really funny because, like, for the longest time, I, for some reason, mistook this song for having more harmonies than it does.
Oh, really?
The harmonies are very subdued in this song, and it like, boggled my mind when I, like, first heard it when they uploaded it to, like, Apple Music, Spotify.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting, like, like a variety of harmonies, like, playing around, but, like, no, it's very simple harmonies, which I feel like works, but, like, it really threw me off.
This ain't your Persona 5.
Hey, go over, it's time to boogie down.
Erin's started playing Persona 5. I don't think she's done much, but it's only because, like, it's a stressful game at times.
It is.
Especially that first arc can be a little stressful.
Yeah.
It's a good hook, but boy, is it, like, a little much.
Yeah, it's especially given that, like, P3, like, Reload specifically adding a trigger warning, I was like, damn, P5 definitely needed this.
Damn it.
Imagine never having, like, no knowledge of P5, and then you play the Kamoshida arc, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, sorry.
No, please.
I guess in a similar vein, it, like, kind of shows a reflection of, like, the, at least at the time for P5, like, the concept of, because, like, Japan, not that it necessarily doesn't, but, like, the Me Too movement and, like, how very, how much attention we give to, like, sexual assault and harassment and all that stuff is, not that it's not existent over there, but it's definitely taken to a lesser standard than it is over here. So it's like those types of situations, as unfortunate as they are, like in reflection, can seem quote unquote like normal enough to the point that they would want to put it in a video game as something that, yes, obviously is a corrupted aspect of the society, but is kind of, for lack of a better word, like normalized in a way where it would not be as triggering, quote unquote, to like the general populace.
Yeah.
Because it's probably something that most high school girls have experienced, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Recently, I've been trying to like make little like mental notes of like cultural comparisons to things, because I feel like at the end of the day, like it's a lot of people kind of forget that like Persona is based in Japan at the end of the day.
Yes.
They try to apply American culture and American ideals, and it doesn't work.
No, it does not.
Cultures.
It is infuriating to me when people say like one thing about Persona or another that like is very obviously comes from a perspective of I am an American, I live in a country that has like an ongoing discussion of civil rights, and then they like, oh my god, the way that they portray this character of color is so like bad, and it's like, well, I'm not saying that that's a good thing the way they're presented, but I don't think you should be surprised by that.
Yeah,
That's, I
Exactly.
think, what I'm getting at.
Like, it is, and I think it's one of those things where it is
Recently during
slowly getting
archery
better.
practice, I see the target as a
How
shadow
much
sometimes.
social media has exploded and has been
You got
able to
work on the
create this
brain,
bridge
huh?
of connectivity
Oh, wait,
between
this-
these two completely different cultures, especially with the newer generations. I think it is a slowly like rising up to like general acceptance or like general like like
Yeah.
understanding of where like like cultural things that like we Americans experience in terms of like racism, homophobia, et cetera, like they're starting to become aspects of, while they don't necessarily have to deal with them per se, but they're aspects of Japanese culture that are being recognized, which I think is like a good starting point.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we're having less caricatures of POC characters in anime and manga is a clear sign that yes, that there is progress being made, however small. It's it's just a matter to see of how, especially like the newer generation, and how they have access to our culture via social media,
Yeah.
how that blends to their sympathy and or their general like feelings towards foreigners, especially like people of color.
Yes. I think one of the biggest things that some people on the internet fail to recognize is the context of which the media they consume is created and is the primary audience, right? Like, I think especially with respect to like time, like contextual things in time is always like something that I think about a lot, especially like the way that the internet was way edgier like 15 years ago. And like, there were jokes about like topics that are a lot more sensitive now, and like, they weren't good to joke about then, and they're not good to joke about now. But that doesn't change the fact that like many people made jokes like those back in the day, because that was like the fashion, or not the fashion, but like you could make that joke and people wouldn't like think about the depth of that. You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah.
It's a constantly shifting societal culture that I think, especially now, and I hate throwing this word around, like media literacy, Lamau, is dead for the most part. Like
Yes.
people don't think outside of the box when it comes to analyzing media, because we are kind of stuck in this surface level extremist thinking, and I do blame social media, frankly.
Yeah.
It's honestly just really sad. Because it takes away a lot of the depth and nuance to these types of conversations
Right.
that
They-
I feel like people don't want to have.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like they want it to be in a bite-sized, consumable little bundle, right?
Yeah.
And I think Twitter is primarily to blame for this, because of the basis that, like, everything now needs to be condensed down to, like, 240 characters. And, like, that just loses the nuance of the situation.
Yeah.
Which, like, if we were smarter, we would, or media literacy, like, we would just be able to think a little bit more critically about things that are happening and why they're happening, and
Yeah.
who is presenting this information to you. What is their reason for presenting it to you, if at any? Like, what's going on here? Like, think just a little harder, please.
I think it's also like a matter of like, you hear this all the fucking time, but like the slowly dwindling attention span that like people have.
Yes.
Because those apps, because of this bite-sized consumption of media that we're, so accustomed to nowadays. Like it's shifting a switch in people's heads where it's like they need the bare minimum of information. They need the generalized opinion that everyone feels, and then that's what they just run with, because that's what requires the least amount of effort.
Right. And I personally, like, I get that. That's easy. When you're in a stressful world, easier information to process is going to be just more palatable than harder information to process. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't blame people for making these decisions, though, like, it's a shame that that's what, like, it is right now. And, like, for me, I think one of the real joys of life is the idea of being able to consider a lot of different perspectives to try and develop, like, an image of life that takes into account a lot of different perspectives. And like to learn more about just the world we inhabit, the people who exist in it, and the things that we can do with these people and these places. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
and that's just not, like, I'm not happy that it's just, like, so easy to just say, oh, surface level reason why I don't like you, so I'm not gonna like you, and that's that. You know?
Yeah.
Not to get, like, I don't have necessarily specific examples, but, like, that's kind of where my brain goes to, you know?
I always think of the whole, like, oh, I like pancakes, so that means you hate waffles.
Yes.
Sweet.
That's a very,
like-
like, timeless example, like, that way to explain it.
And it just sucks too, like, especially if you dip into, like, fandom culture. Fandom culture.
I fucking hate
actually watched
fandoms.
yes, which is a valid sentiment. I actually watched a video not that long ago of somebody essentially, like, analyzing fandom culture and basically said that the reason that fandoms are so fucking chaotic now was due to the pandemic, where essentially before the pandemic, like nerd culture and, like, you know, fandoms and such, like, everybody all, like, you know, collected in one area, whether that be, like, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever. Tumblr
Yep.
being the more, like, common one in, like, the mid-2010s. And back then, any discourse or, like, you know, anything that would arise, any, like, issues were already dealt with by those people on, you know,
Yeah.
those main people.
They were self-contained by the communities because
Yes.
the community was isolated to some degree.
Yes.
Yes.
And even then, it's like, it was one of those things where it happened and then people got over it because, you know, that just happened within its contained circle. And then come the pandemic, the person in the video was essentially saying, like, you know, the people whose lives, like, relied on, like, you know, like, school or, like, sports and stuff, things people couldn't go outside, so they turned to these more, like, nerdy, like, you know, hobbies and such, therefore getting into anime, getting into video games, and getting into fandoms as a result.
Yes.
So you have these people who weren't there during, like, the fandom revolutions where, you know, they were fighting their own civil wars, and they already came out with the outcome.
Right,
And
like,
then
we
you have
already
these-
solved this problematic incident where, like, Chibiusa
Yeah.
tries to, you know, do stuff to her dad, whatever.
Yeah.
The enemy's
So,
nearby.
so then you have these new people who weren't there during the revolution saying, hey, this is really fucked up. Like, why isn't anybody talking about this? Meanwhile, the soldiers, you know, the veterans are like, bro, we talked about this like 15 years ago. You just weren't here. And it doubly makes it worse than that, like, the new people,
Yes.
like, I don't even want to say, like, the attitudes, but just, like,
The sentiment.
yeah, it's just, like, they're so black and white with everything.
Yes.
And it's like, it's so frustrating to see how, like, frankly, how stupid the way that people's minds work now. Because it's like, there's nothing that can ever be, like,
Here are my requests.
gray.
Wonderful.
It has to be good or it has to be bad.
Right, there's no gray.
Yeah.
By all
And
means,
it like
let's
ruins
hear
the ability to
results.
think about things, you know,
Critically.
to give the nuance. Yes.
There's
to
no
think
nuance
critically.
and there's no critical thinking.
Yes. Like, oh my gosh. There was, again, another thing I saw on Twitter where it was essentially this book that it was a fictional book playing with the consensual non-consent, like, kink, right?
Yeah.
And people were bashing this book because it was quote unquote promoting rape culture.
Hmm.
Even though it was a fictional book to explore, you know, that is what fiction is for, is
Right.
to explore things that, yes, we do not condone in real life.
It's like, it's really weird. I have one thought about it. It's the idea, or I have a couple thoughts, but one thought in particular is that the idea that difficult topics shouldn't be explored at all is really flawed, in my opinion.
Yes.
The whole point of fiction, as you've just said, you alluded to, is the fact that fiction exists so that we can explore these ideas and ask ourselves, how do we feel about them? What would we do in these scenarios? Would we do things differently, the same? is it possible that this fiction might not be fiction one day? To simply ignore all that and just say, oh, this has something in it that I personally don't like, is bad, because you are not engaging with it at all. Even if you say you have the opinion, oh, I just don't like it. It's like, well, what about this do you not like? Why is it? What does this piece of media make you feel? You know? And as a result, I feel like you simplify it down because you're not engaging with it in the first place. Now that said, I understand that concepts can be triggering, can be difficult, can be generally unpleasant to experience or watch or read or view or listen to. And it's like, that's fair. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it if you don't want. But form your own opinion, please. That's all I'm asking you to do. Even if it's reading, like, you read the first 3 words of Lolita and decide, maybe not, you know? At least you can say you tried it. And you aren't just being a person who just doesn't even engage.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And, like, it kind of alludes to the whole main character syndrome that I was telling you about before, specifically in that second point, where, like, nowadays it feels like people assume that all media is curated to them.
Blame
Like,
the algorithm.
it is yeah. Oh, fuck the algorithm, man. Like, that specifically just ruined that entire thing. But, like, the concept that people have that, like, every single piece of media that I experience has to be, like, you know, it can't trigger me, or it can't have, like, you know, situations that I don't like, or, like, you know, character tropes that I don't enjoy. Like,
right. If you don't like it, don't read it. Don't fucking read it. Turn off your fucking computer and go to bed. Oh yeah, people exist that are different from you. Get a grip. And with that, we're gonna end tonight's lovely little episode of Purse Owner.
Purse Owner.
How do I? There we go. There's my mouse. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
We're gonna send you all maybe somewhere or not. I don't know. Sometimes like people aren't on at this late at night, aka 11:15. There are I do not have any mutuals on, so we are gonna send it all from there. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you for Aini on Saturday.
Fuck yeah.